And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to the ball game. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy here. We're going to take you to the field for today's starting lineup for your Indians.
And now, for your 2019 Indians, right field, Lane Domino. Center field, Jackson Lancaster. Left field, LeBryant Siddell. First base, Hayden Palmer. Second base, Kyle Krieger. Shortstop, Brett Coker. Third base, Russell Bunch. Catching, Austin Powell. And pitching for the Indians, Justin Medlin. Singing today's national anthem is Katarina Coker.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as that was the sister of ICC shortstop, Brett Coker, singing the national anthem here. Sophomore day in Fulton. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy bringing you this action here. And Jeremy, not only is it sophomore day, but it could be a very special day for ICC. A pair of wins, and your Indians are the 2019 MACJC champions, first time since 2009.
Yeah, it'll be the third for Coach Collier as head coach. It'll be the fourth since he's been here, was an assistant and got one back in the day. And obviously one of the things you play for, you want to set yourselves up for postseason play. You want to play well down the stretch, take care of business. We saw a couple of wins over Hines last time out. It's a Delta team that is solid. Record is not that great, so how do the Indians handle that? Knowing there's a little bit of pressure on the line today, get a couple of wins, as you mentioned. But, boy, really a cool thing to do to go through the entire season. It's one of the goals that Coach Collier sets out before the end of the season to win a state championship, and they've got a chance to do it today.
Absolutely. We're going to take a look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineups, and let's start with Delta, who will be leading things off here for us. It'll be Ty Roche playing shortstop. Matt Reed will be the second baseman. Parker Lane will be out in left field. The DH today will be Blake Dindy. Devontae Rose will be out in right field. Catching will be Cade Blanchard. The first baseman will be Jeremy Smith. Cole Kelly will be the third baseman. And Jatavis Melton will be out in center field. For ICC and Coke, now that's a winning combination, and Coach Rick Collier, he hopes he's got that winning combo put together here in Game 1. Kyle Krieger will lead things off. He'll be playing second base. Jackson Lancaster will be out in center field. LeBryant Siddell will be in left field. Justin Medlin will be pitching and the DH. Brett Coker will be at shortstop. Austin Powell will be catching. Lane Domino will be in right field. Russell Bunch at third. And Hayden Palmer will be the first baseman. And as we talked about, Jeremy, on the mound is going to be Justin Medlin. I know you've got some of his stats there, so let's take a look at some Sonic stats.
Justin Medlin making his 9th appearance of the season, a 5-1 record, has a 2.14 ERA, 46 1/3 innings pitched, 33 hits, 15 runs, 11 earned, 13 walks, 47 strikeouts, and has been really good for the Indians in the midweek.
So we're waiting that First American National Bank opening pitch. It's going to be popped up and fouled out of play. It comes your way at 2:58. So that's a 2:58 First American National Bank opening pitch. Reminding you to follow the flag all the way from Iuka to Tupelo. First American National Bank, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics here on the ICC Sports Network. Roche, the shortstop at the plate, pops this one back and out of play, so 2 straight foul balls, and 0-2 now is the count.
If you look at the Trojans offensively, 271 batting average as a team, 389 on base percentage, 15 home runs on the season. Roche been pretty good this year, a 328 average, a 430 on base percentage, couple of no home runs, 15 RBIs. He's been a pretty good table setter for them this year. They run about the same amount as the Indians. They're 50 of 59 in stolen bases, so Austin Powell in Game 1, Ray Sandrone in Game 2 will need to control the running game when Delta gets on base.
That last pitch missing low for a ball, 1-2 now is the count. Pitch coming. This one check swing, and it's fouled out of play as well. We'll stay at 1-2. Of course, big news out of ICC, the catcher Austin Powell, who has spent 1 season here at ICC, he has committed to continue his career at Ole Miss next year. And Jeremy, you being an Oxford guy and an Ole Miss fan, so I know you'll have a little bit of vested interest in watching Austin throughout the day. There's going to be a line drive out to the left fielder, and LeBryant Sedale did not move.
Literally did not move except to raise his hands to put his glove up there. And Roche, we talked about, he's been pretty good this year for Delta, setting the table. Gets a 1-2 pitch at Medlin. I think we'd probably tell you makes a mistake, caught too much of the plate. Fortunate that he hit it right there to Sedale. Finish your point about Austin Powell. Going to be a good chance for him to come in and play next year. Cooper Johnson, a junior, going to get drafted, most likely leave. Austin's been good this year. Obviously, the numbers would tell you that. And certainly from a defensive standpoint, he's gotten much better as the season has progressed.
That pitch missing low and outside for a ball, as this is the second baseman, Matt Reed, at the plate here for Delta. Reed fouls this one off, and 1-1 now goes the count.
Reed hitting 273 on the season, 1 home run, 9 runs batted in, but does have a 467 on base percentage, and that's the biggest thing that I look for. Obviously, batting average, that's the one thing that pops out, but on base percentage, are you drawing walks? Are you putting the ball in play? Obviously, he's done a good job this year.
Fly ball out to center field. That is going to be easily reeled in that time by Jackson Lancaster, the Mizzou signee, as now 2 away here in the top of the first.
Had a chance to watch him play a handful of times, and, of course, Saturday against Hines. And, boy, he was really terrific out there patrolling center field. Then came in and pitched late and did really well. Mizzou's getting a real steal. And you look at all the baseball programs around the SEC, and Missouri may not be the first one that jumps out, but he's going to help them immediately next year.
Ground ball. This is going to be the shortstop, Brett Coker. Throw over in time and a bang. 1-2-3 inning there for the Indians, 6-3 on the putout, and Coker making that one look pretty easy there. And, of course, when we talk about Coker, Jeremy, we got to go back to your call. A big at-bat last time we saw Coker at the plate. It was a walk-off 2-run bomb to help the Indians sweep Hines.
It was. He got a pitch up and in. It was the first pitch of the at-bat. It just absolutely hammered it. The only thing that worried me was maybe it was going to hook foul, but it did stay inside, well over 330 down to left field. And first home run of the year, as I said at the time, and certainly still true now. What a time to get it. Absolutely.
We're going to take a quick break and come back with the bottom of the first. We're scoreless here in Game 1 between ICC and Delta.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back, everyone, as we get set now to move to the bottom of the first inning. Delta went 3 up, 3 down in the top half of the inning. For ICC, it'll be Kyle Krieger, Jackson Lancaster, and LeBryant Sedale due up here, the 1-2-3 batters in the bottom half of the inning. Trevor Mazzui, how are you going to say that? Does that look right?
M-U-Z-Z-I. Let's
Muzzy? Muzzy. Let's go with Muzzy.
We'll go with that.
All right, let's take a look at some of the stats on him, brought to you by the Sonic here in Fulton.
Making his 11th appearance of the year, 4th start, 1-0 on the season, an 8.67 ERA. Obviously, he has struggled to this season. 27 innings pitched, 39 hits, 29 runs, 26 earned, 12 walks, 26 strikeouts. About the only thing you could say that from a number standpoint, it's better than 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, but his problem has been he has been clearly too much in the plate, in the strike zone. And for an ICC team that hits really well, and we'll talk a look at those team numbers in just a second, we have a real chance to attack the fastball in the zone today and hit it around the yard.
Well, this is going to be Kyle Krieger that will lead us off here in the bottom of the first inning. Kyle playing second base. Also see some time as a closer pitching this year as he'll wait for the first pitch. That breaking pitch, a beauty right down the middle for a strike.
Yeah, that was terrific. Lancaster, who's hitting in the 2 spot, had a big game Saturday. Krieger was the one guy that really kind of struggled offensively all day Saturday. Saw his average dip below 300, hitting 295 now, but he does have 5 home runs in that leadoff spot, so he gives you some power there. Indians hitting 313 on the season, which is terrific. 431 on base percentage.
As that pitch misses outside, 1-2 now is the count after the foul ball previously before that.
You got 29 home runs, 53 of 63 in stolen bases as well. So a balanced team, a physical team, and a really diverse offense for the Indians this season.
Krieger pops this one up. A chance to stay in play here. First baseman drifting over. He's got plenty of room. Now we'll come back in and we'll make the play. Nearly ran into Krieger, who was heading down to the first base. As Jeremy, not a whole lot of wind compared to the last 2 home games we saw, but that one drifted pretty strong.
Yeah, there was an early foul ball on Saturday's game when Justin Medlin was at first base, and it took him to the Hines dugout and then took him back towards first base. He was unable to corral it because the wind was whipping around so much. A little bit lighter, as you mentioned, still blowing hardest in the outfield, which could play some tricks on the outfield today. Fortunately for the Indians, you got a guy like Jackson Lancaster right there in center field, makes you feel a lot better.
Absolutely. As that first pitch, man, that was a wicked breaking pitch that fell off the table a bit too soon. 1-0 now is the count here to Jackson Lancaster. That one also low in the dirt. Let's take a look at some Sonic stats on Jackson.
Lancaster hitting 331 on the season, 4 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Has 7 more walks than strikeouts this year, a 438 on base percentage, and leads the team with 14 stolen bases. So if he gets on base, chances are you can see him take off. He's been terrific in that category this season.
Well, that pitch missing low for a ball. 3-0 now is the count to Lancaster. You imagine the red light is on the whole way. Here it is. And that's going to be a 1-out walk issued to Jackson Lancaster. And Jeremy, you talked about his speed. He's got a lot of it. Now the Indians can see a lot that they can do with 1 out here in LeBron Sedale coming to the plate.
Yeah, there is. And the hit and run certainly going to be an option as well. Straight steal with Lancaster over there. It's a right-handed pitcher, so you don't have to worry about that 45-degree angle. It's a little tougher to steal off left-handers because of that. But something if you're Delta you have to keep in mind. I would imagine, though, maybe early in the game let LeBron Sedale see if he can get comfortable, get into a hitter's count.
And there's another pitch that was in the dirt for a ball. 5 straight pitches that have failed to find the strike zone. And the catcher, Cade Blanchard, wants to come out and talk to his pitcher here. Maybe settle him down a little bit early on. It looks like he's trying to press a little bit too much on the fastball.
It is. And the first pitch of the game, he threw that snap breaking ball at the heart of the plate. It was really, really nice. Had a lot of movement. Indians struggled with that against Hines on Saturday. Scouting report would tell you, look, this is a team that hunts the fastball. They sit on it and hit it well. Pitch backwards, go at the off speed at least early to try to get them off balance.
So that pitch drifts high, a little overcorrection that time, and now 2-0 is the count here to LeBryant Sedale. Let's take a look at some stats on LeBryant.
Well, Sedale this year, 278 average, 2 home runs, 20 runs batted in, but a terrific 437 on base percentage.
As this pitch foul back and how to play, 2-1 now goes the count.
And he's one of the few guys that in all the years I've watched junior college baseball, he's one of the few guys that really does a much better job drawing walks and striking out. 33 walks he's drawn this season to just 24 strikeouts. You don't see that kind of discrepancy most times at this level. Really good patience at the plate.
This pitch foul back, even with the count now at 2-2. Now, LB was a big part of the Indians' run in the postseason last year. It was a Colin series where he just caught fire, swinging the bat, and the Indians really rode that, and kind of some of his momentum sparked. Hitting's contagious, as we say. And so, you, as an ICC fan, you would love to see him kind of duplicate what he did last season, especially in that postseason run to the Region 23 tournament. And this shot is going to be out to the left fielder. He's going to run over and dancing around and finds it for the out. So a good job that time, just being able to get the routine fly ball out to left field for out number 2.
Yeah, it wasn't the best read off the bat out there in left field. We talked about the wind maybe bothering some of these outfielders a tad. But to mention your point about Sedale, he's seen his average dip below 300. It's now, in fact, 278. So he's struggling at the plate in terms of getting hits, but that on-base percentage is still high because he's able to draw walks, be patient. And so I think you have to feel good about that down the stretch. As you mentioned, that maybe he can duplicate that run last year.
You're going to look the runner back over to first. Lancaster just jogs back quickly. Justin Medlin at the plate now. Takes a look at that pitch, missing low and outside for a ball.
And he had a really tough day on Saturday against Hines. You know, he wants to get back at it, hitting .309 on the season, leads the team with 7 home runs, third on the team, 35 RBIs.
1-0 is the count. And there's going to be a ground ball. Second baseman should be routine here. Scoops it up, throws it over to first in time for the out. And so a good job of getting around that one-out walk that time. 4-3 on the putout of Medlin, as we get no runs on no hits, no errors. As we played one here in Fulton, your score 0-0. We'll take a break and come back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Your success at ICC starts with freshman orientation. Learn what the college has to offer, register for classes, meet your new ICC family, and discover all the ways to get involved across our 3 locations.
Hey guys, it's Madison, an orientation leader here at ICC. After you apply for enrollment, sign up for orientation because spots are filling up fast. Find out more at iccms.edu/orientation.
Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 0-0 after 1 inning of play here in Fulton. ICC and Delta tangled up here in Game 1. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy bringing this action here on the ICC Sports Network. For Delta to be the 4, 5, 6 batters due up. Blake Dindy, Devontae Rhodes, and Cade Blanchard. The DH, Dindy, will start us off here.
Medlin had about as easy an inning as you could possibly have to open it up. Pitchers always tell you that the first inning may be the toughest because you're throwing in the bullpen. The mound's not the same.
And that one's going to hit Dindy to start the inning here.
Well, right on cue there. We talked about how he had an easy inning, and so the second inning starts off with a tad bit of adversity hitting the first batter of the inning. But
that's on you, by the way.
Yeah, that is. But pitchers always tell you that that's the first thing that they always think about is the mound's different. Obviously, you got some game pressure. So the first inning can sometimes be the toughest, but Medlin handled it beautifully to start this afternoon.
So with the runner at first now and no outs, this will bring up the right fielder, Devontae Rhodes. And, Jeremy, I know you got some of the stats there on Devontae.
Rhodes hitting .299 on the season, a home run, 15 runs batted in. But he's got a .413 on-base percentage. And Medlin certainly want to try to control a little bit of the running game over there. Dindy, not much of a threat, just 2 stolen base attempts on the season.
And that first pitch missing high for a ball. 1-0 is the count. That one missing low and inside. 2-0 now goes the count here.
When you and I got a chance to see Medlin start in Boonville a few weeks back, he did a really good job mixing both pitches, but got ahead with his breaking stuff and then used his fastball off of that. Today, struggling to find some command with that fastball. There it is again in the dirt.
And the runner will head down to second on the pass ball that time, as didn't really take off on the pitch. Saw that the ball got away, and Powell did a good job of blocking that one up in front of him. The ball kind of weirdly died right next to him whenever he's turning around looking, thinking it might have got away back to the backstop. So a break there for Delta. Now they're getting something brewing here now in the top of the second.
Yeah, you would imagine the take sign is on here for Rhodes. First base is open, so you don't have to give in if you're the Indians.
So 3-0 is the count. No outs and a runner on second. It's that pitch right down the middle. Good job that time by Medlin to fill up the zone, knowing that he was probably getting the red light that time for Rhodes.
Yeah, Rhodes probably going to have the green light here, though, hitting right at 300 on the season.
So waiting the 3-1 offering here, and it's going to be slow for a ball. And so now, after the hit batter, a walk issued here to Rhodes, and Delta cooking with grease here early, Jeremy. Runners on first and second with no outs, and Cade Blanchard, the catcher, coming to the plate.
Yeah, and he's a guy that you would probably expect to see a sacrifice bunt here. Russell Bunch at third base is already moving in on the cut of the grass. Aiden Palmer is still playing the moment behind the bag a little bit, so we'll see if he comes in and charges at all. But if you're Medlin, just one pitch kind of gets you off your course a little bit, got to find his rhythm. Other than the get-me-over fastball on the 3-0, really wasn't close and struggling with his command in this inning.
And there's going to be a foul tip for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Good job by Medlin to come back and get ahead of Blanchard here.
Blanchard hitting .235 on the season, 3 home runs, which is tied for second on the team.
So 0-1 is the count. No outs. Runners on first and second. Breaking pitch hangs up just a bit too much. 1-1 now is the count.
Got those 17 RBIs as well. So you look at Bunch again, still at the edge of the grass over there at third base. You can see there how the Indians are aligned defensively. Palmer playing behind Rhodes at this point.
So waiting the 1-1 offering here from Medlin. And that pitch missing low and inside. So Jeremy, looks like right now Medlin maybe just trying to force a little bit too much.
Yeah, right now everything he's missing low and inside to the righties, and so tell you he's coming across his body when he's trying to make his delivery to the plate. He's got to relax and try to make a really good pitch here. If you're Blanchard 2-1, I think you sit on the fastball right here. Anything else, you may let it go, but you cannot be late on the fastball here if you're Blanchard. If you're Medlin, make one really good pitch here, you can turn 2 and give yourself a chance to get out of this inning. So you need to make a good one right here.
And that pitch is going to miss low again. They're going to appeal down. They're going to say, did he go? He did not, and I agree with that call there, as now the count goes 3-1.
Yeah, same situation if you're Blanchard. You sit on the fastball, you tack it. If not, you let it go by. If you're Medlin, well, this has to be a good pitch here in danger of walking the bases loaded with nobody out.
So 3-1 is the count. Runners at first and second. Pitch coming. Hard hit, and there's Bunch with the grab. The liner, but could not turn 2. Man, just couldn't find it out of the glove quick enough. And, Jeremy, you almost caught it there on the Little Caesars double play, but a great play by Russell Bunch to get the first out of the inning.
Well, this was good all the way around. Medlin gets a 3-1 pitch just right down the middle, and Blanchard does sit on the fastball and hammered it right to Bunch at third base. And a good job to react and catch that, and you're right. If he's able to glove that cleanly, he's able to hit Krieger at second base. That's a double play, and you're one pitch away from getting out of it. Still in that same situation, but Medlin and the Indians catch a break there as that hard hit ball ends up right in the glove of Russell Bunch.
Yeah, let's give credit to Russell Bunch. He was in on the grass that time, so really didn't have a whole lot of reaction time to get to it as well. So that first pitch missing low for a ball. 1-0 is the count. 1 out. Runners on first and second here for Delta in the top of the second. As that pitch in there for a strike. This is Jeremy Smith, the first baseman at the plate, batting in the 7th spot.
204 average on the season, a home run, 7 runs batted in. So you get down deeper in this lineup. A lot of averages well below 300. This is where Medlin needs to be good.
So the 1-1 pitch coming. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Like he took a little bit off the fastball that time, and way ahead of that one was Smith.
Yeah, pitch comes inside of the righties, and you're right. Smith, I think, sitting dead red fastball, a little change up. It stayed a little bit up, but change in speed, so able to get Smith to swing over the top of it.
So 1-2 is the count. 1 out. Pitch coming, and this one fouled right back at us, Jeremy, and you flinched.
Yeah, I did. If no net. I did all this Saturday and didn't flinch. That one right there, top of the first. That one got me.
Yeah, to be fair, that one was coming directly at your face, though.
Yeah, that one got me, no doubt about it. But here you go if you're Medlin. Now you're thinking strikeout. Get 2 strikes, get your strikeout right here, and feel good, get you 2 outs.
And there it is, a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there. And, Jeremy, you called it. Big-time out for out number 2.
Yeah, it just took something off again. 1-2, you're not going to see a fastball there if you're Smith, but he swung like he was going to get one. Breaking ball right over the heart of the plate, snapped it off, maybe his best breaking ball of this inning and perhaps of the day so far. So now, funny how that works. You get that line out, then you get a strikeout. Now maybe Medlin can find some rhythm, just needs one good pitch to get out of this inning.
So with 2 outs and runners at first and second, this is going to be Cole Kelly coming to the plate. Takes that pitch low and inside for a ball.
Kelly hitting .250 on the season, no home runs, 5 runs batted in. Does have a .410 on-base percentage. Big guy, a lot of right-handed batters that Medlin's going to face today, so it's an advantage for Delta. But Medlin so far has been pretty good.
Fastball, couldn't find it. 1-1 now is the count. Well, Medlin, you tell, as you said, kind of once he hit the first batter, walked one, and got that great defensive play by Russell Bunch. He settled down, throwing a little bit more confidence now.
He did. That 3-1 pitch could have gone anywhere. Unfortunately for the Indians, it went right into the glove of Russell Bunch, and it could have changed the whole complexion of the inning.
1-1 pitch coming. This one popped up, and this should get out of play, as that is going to be Hayden Palmer going over to chase that one down. And 1-2 now is the count.
Same situation again, 1-2. Now you're a pitch away from getting out of this inning unscathed, and you look into a situation where you come back with that. He's thrown that breaking ball with 2 strikes and had success with it. I think that's where he goes right now if you're Medlin. Just keep it down, induce a ground ball if contact is made.
1-2 pitch coming, and that one's going to hit him as well. So just try to come in a little bit too much inside that time, and now with 2 outs in the inning, bases are loaded here, and Jeremy, trouble for the Indians brewing here in the top of the second.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, that rather that be a pass ball, obviously, and have a chance for 2 bases to be had. So you're okay if you're Medlin. I mean, you still get 1 pitch to get out of it, but boy, 1-2 pitch coming on the inside corner, just still telling you that the mechanics right now maybe aren't as solid as they'd like to be, but you get 1 pitch out of it, you can get back in there and fix it.
And that pitch is going to drift high and outside for a ball. This is Jatavis Melton, the center fielder, batting in that 9 spot.
260, 1 home run, 9 runs batted in. So here we go again. Another guy, though, with a solid on base percentage of .365. And Medlin needs to be able to handle this part of the lineup because these guys have struggled all year. And so we've seen kind of the ups and downs of Medlin in this inning.
Coach Carr, you want to come out and talk to Medlin real quick. And I think more than anything, Jeremy, you think about this for ICC, and this is for everybody in that lineup from 1 to 9 in the entire dugout right now. You got to think you're staring down the barrel at winning a state championship. You got 2 wins today. You can win it at home on sophomore day. Those nerves are there not only for Medlin but for the entire staff.
They are. I mean, as we talked about in the pregame, that this is one of those goals that you set at the beginning of the season. The Indians knew they were going to be pretty good this year. They've ridden that winning streak all the way up to number 4 in the country. You look at it. I mean, you're sitting here. 35-6. You've won 9 of your last 10. You've won 7 in a row. You're playing some good baseball. You've handled some adversity. Now you get a team today that, quite frankly, on paper doesn't belong on the field with you. And sometimes that, you mentioned trying to win a championship, sophomore day, all those things can play a part. And I think what you're seeing right now from Justin Medlin is just trying to get through some of the struggles in this inning.
So 2-0 is the count. That pitch is going to hang up high for a ball as well. 3-0 now is the count to Melton, and he's not going to dream about swinging on this one.
No, I think he takes 3-0 and probably even 3-1. Medlin gets that far.
So waiting the 3-0 pitch here, and that one right down Broadway for a strike, and good job by Medlin to come back and find the zone.
It was. That's a good pitch, 2-3. It's not just grooved right down the middle. I think if he comes back and throws that one right there, that could be an out pitch for him.
So waiting the 3-1 offering here, and that's going to be ball 4, and that's going to walk in a run. So Delta has taken advantage of 2 walks and a couple of hit batters, and they take the first lead of the day, as that is going to be Dindy, who was hit by a pitch to start the inning. Comes up and scores the run, an easy RBI there for Melton. And now we go back to the top of the lineup here in Ty Roche. Base is still loaded, 2 outs.
Yeah, the most frustrating thing about this for everybody is just that Medlin did this to himself. As you mentioned, walks, hit batters, that's the difference. It'd be one thing if they were hitting some good pitches, but, to basically gift them a run, I think that's the most frustrating thing for Coach Collier.
Roche, in his previous at-bat, he flew out to left field, basically just hit a line drive right to Sedale out there in left field. The Indians would love to see him do that here. Find a way to get out of the exit and get out of this inning with minimum damage done, as that pitch, some of the Delta fans not liking that one, and rightfully so, because that's the first time he's called that one for a strike today.
Yeah, that's a borderline pitch that Medlin gets the benefit of the doubt. And, boy, that could change the whole complexion of the bat. Now 0-2, you can throw anything. The question is, how do you trust Austin Powell to block one in the dirt with the bases loaded?
And swung on to miss for strike 3. A big-time Renaissance Bank strike out there to get out of the inning with bases loaded. Only 1 run. Jeremy, a mild victory there for the Indians.
Yeah, to have first and second, nobody out, and then to have the bases loaded, you only give up 1 run. A little bit of a moral victory for ICC, but frustrating that it came with walks and hit batters. And so if Medlin can calm down, I think he'll be okay.
Due up for the Indians will be the 5, 6, 7 batters, Brett Coker, Austin Powell, and Lane Domino. We'll find out what they do next, but after we hear word from Renaissance Bank and more here on the ICC Sports Network.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza, then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6.
Pizza.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 is the score. Delta cashing in on a pair of walks and a pair of hit batters. It was a bases-loaded walk to Melton that makes it a 1-0 contest. And now this will be the shortstop, Brett Coker, coming to the plate here for the Indians. We've already talked about his Game 2 heroics as that first pitch across for a strike. And Jeremy, tell us about those stats for Coker.
Yeah, Coker having a good year offensively, hitting .376 on the season, 1 home run, 27 runs batted in, a .461 on-base percentage, and saw his average dip just a tad. Indians didn't hit the ball as well as they would have liked on Saturday, but they did exactly what they needed to do, drew a lot of walks, got on base a lot, and, of course, set the stage for Coker to be the hero of Game 2.
There's going to be a fly ball. That's going to be knifing out to center field. Center fielder's going to go over and squeeze it for the out. Jeremy thought that one might have had enough tail on it to find its way to the turf, but Melton showing off some pretty good speed out there in center.
Yeah, Melton patrolled that extremely well, got a good jump and a good read off the bat. Good at bat, though, if you're Coker. You got a fastball in, went with the pitch and tried to hammer it in the right center field gap. Wind held it up just a tad. The Indians can piece those at bats together. They're going to be just fine. Muzzy's all in that strike zone today.
Breaking pitch, and that was a beauty there as it zips right across for a strike. This is Austin Powell, the catcher, here in Game 1. And, Jeremy, let's talk about some of the stats on him being brought to you by the Sonic here in Fulton.
.333 average, couple of home runs, 15 runs batted in.
Good-looking pitch there, but called a ball. As now it evens the count at 1-1.
I'll do something most people don't do. I'll credit the home plate umpire. That was a ball. He did a good job. Those were two different pitches, even though they looked similar.
This ball popped up, plenty of room on the right side. First baseman's going to go over, and it's the second baseman that actually makes the play, so that's going to be out number 2. And Jeremy, right now, early on, the breaks going the way of the guys in red. Unfortunately, ICC not being the guys wearing red.
Yeah, they are. Boy, Muzzy is, I think we've decided we're going to call him. He's pitched well so far. We talked about he's been in the zone a lot this year, and everybody says come in and throw strikes. So that sounds good, but sometimes you could throw strikes that are advantageous for the hitters. He's been good in mixed pitches in and out of the zone. He's worked that breaking ball, which has been really good today, and that's been a little bit of the Indians' problem. It was talked about it against Hines, struggled with the off speed. And so maybe teams start to pitch the Indians backwards just a little bit until they can make that adjustment.
Now this is going to be Lane Domino at the plate. He's playing out in right field, and Lane showed bunt on the first one, pulled back and took it for a ball. This pitch fouled back and out of play. 1-1 now goes the count.
Hitting .330 on the season, 3 home runs, 28 runs batted in. Has a .404 on-base percentage, and, of course, when he gets on base, can be really tough for defenses. 11 for 12 in stolen bases this year. So the Indians need to get Lancaster and Domino on base. Can really be havoc, particularly for the Delta catchers to try to control the running game.
Well, that pitch fouled back and off the netting for strike 2. 1-2 now is the count. If Domino were to find a way on, then it'd be Russell Bunch up next for the Indians.
Had a really good game in that first game against Hines, a couple of RBIs. What you want this time of the year, production at the bottom of your lineup.
This one off the hands of Domino, and again out in foul territory. First baseman's going to go over and squeeze it for the out. Jeremy, that is going to be the second time the first baseman has made a play in foul territory. Third time in the game that the Indians have been retired down the right side on foul territory, so just can't quite figure out the riddle that is Mizzou. How are we going to say it?
I think we're going to say Muzzy at this point.
All
Is that how we're going to do it?
That's what we're going to do. I'm going to write it down.
We were told, by the way, it was self-explanatory by the Delta coaches. So our apologies if our interpretation of self-explanatory is not actually accurate.
Yes. So Muzzy doing a good job of kind of just jamming up the Indians, as that's going to be a 3-up, 3-down inning there. We've played 2 here in Fulton, 1-0. As Delta with the lead, we're going to take a timeout. Hear a word from the PTK and Tupelo and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Student involvement is a top priority here at Itawamba Community College.
If you want to be involved with student government, then the Student Government Association is the place for you.
If you have a stellar GPA, then Phi Theta Kappa is for you.
If you're interested in the diverse culture of our campus population, then the Diversity Club is for you.
If you're interested in leadership and service, then Indian Delegation is for you.
If you're majoring in computer programming or computer networking, then CPNA, the Computer Programming Networking Association, is for you.
If you're interested in good conversations and free lunch on Thursdays, then the Wesley Foundation is for you.
Our health science programs also have specific organizations for those majors.
Student Activities is excited to bring you new opportunities here at the ICC Tupelo campus.
Whatever your passion may be, we have a place for you.
This video is brought to you by Phi Theta Kappa, Beta Chi Sigma, Tupelo campus.
And welcome back as we get set here for the top of the first inning. Ground ball, that's going to be to the second baseman. Throw over is going to be in time. Didn't even have enough time to get my camera situated there, but a good job by Kyle Krieger to get up and get the first out, as that was a ground out by Matt Reed. And now this is going to be Parker Lane coming to the plate. He grounded out to the shortstop to end the first.
Yeah, 1 pitch, 1 out. You want to see it's what you want to see Medlin do is calm down, relax, have a good inning where he hits his spots, and you feel like he can start to maybe settle in.
Ground ball, that's going to be Palmer over at first base. He'll grab that one up and step on the bag for the out. 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Can't get more efficient than that, and not really doing anything other than just being in the zone. Throwing a couple of strikes, Delta being a little bit aggressive, you would think, given the fact that there were 2 hit batters and 2 walks. They would be a little more patient, try to force Medlin to work through his pitch sequence, but he'll take it if you're Medlin. Just keep pumping it in the strike zone.
That pitch missing high and outside for a ball. 1-0 now is the count, as this is Dindy at the plate. He's the DH today, batting in the 4th spot. He was hit by a pitch, advanced on a wild pitch, and eventually came around to score on a bases-loaded walk. As that pitch missing, 2-0 now is the count here to Dindy. Well, want to remind everybody, softball is playing today. Of course, we don't have the broadcast there. It's on the Kahoma broadcast, as there's a ground ball, and second baseman going to come over and get it and zip it over for the out. We'll keep it here and continue on that thought about softball, as that's a 3-up, 3-down inning there. Kyle Krieger with a pair of assists. I guess you can say Palmer ties the world record with most putouts in an inning, as he gets all 3 of those there. But softball wins game 1, 8-0 in 6 innings at Kahoma. Again, that's on Kahoma's website. You can visit letsgoicc.com and find game 2, as it should be starting shortly there. So, Jeremy, through the first 2.5 innings of play right now, 1-0 is the score. Indians, however, looking for their first hit of the day, as they've only got 1 guy on the base, and that was a walk to Jackson Lancaster in the first.
Yeah, got to do a much better job with the approach of the play. Had some good at-bats early. Lancaster had a good at-bat. Krieger did, I thought, as well. But bottom of the second inning, really kind of did what Delta did a little bit, just chasing pitches and popping them up weakly. But if you're Coach Collier and Dylan Ernest, really like what you saw from Justin Medlin there. Just hit his spots, throw it in the strike zone. This is, again, a lineup that, and he faced the top portion of that in the 3rd inning. But it's a lineup once you get past 4 or 5 that really struggles. You need to be able to attack, throw strike zones, and throw strikes and fill up the strike zone to be good. And offensively, I think it's a matter of time. Coach Ernest over there talking to the guys. You get to the bottom, and then we always talk about the second time through.
Yep.
How does that work? And Medlin much better second time through. We'll see if the Indians can be much better offensively second time through.
For the Indians, it'll be the 8-9-1 batters due up, Russell Bunch, Hayden Palmer, and then we'll go back to the top of the lineup in Kyle Krieger. So this is going to be Bunch's first at-bat of the day. Russell playing at third base, had a nice play defensively that really kind of got some momentum back in the way of the Indians and helped them basically cut down to only 1 run there back in the second.
Yeah, that 3-1 pitch could have, as we talked about, could have gone anywhere. It was hammered right to him, and fortunately he was able to catch it and almost got a double play out of it. But
as Bunch thought he was hit by the pitch that time, and the umpire said he did not, as the pitch missing for a ball. Breaking pitch, and it's a beauty. I tell you what, if Muzzy can get on top of that breaking pitch, he throws it pretty well. It's got a pretty quick, wicked snap on it, but just hasn't been too consistent with it right now.
Yeah, it's been his best pitch by far. And
as that pitch in the dirt, missing 2-1 now goes the count here to Russell Bunch. Jeremy, let's take a look at some Sonic stats here on Russell.
Yeah, Russell on the season hitting .305, gotten that average up, 3 home runs, 26 runs batted in, .443 on base percentage as well. Had some really good at-bats. Had a good day at the plate Saturday, last time out.
And now Bunch is going to be hit by a pitch for sure. And so he will get on, and this is going to be the second base runner of the day here for the Indians, as Bunch will head down to first, and this will bring up Hayden Palmer. Palmer getting the start at first base. That's pretty much what he's done this season. Whenever it's Medlin pitching, he's going to be the guy at first, and he's been solid over there at first.
Yeah, he has. He's hitting .310 on the season, no home runs, but 5 runs batted in, a .408 on base percentage, and that's kind of what we talked about. It's a good at bat there by Russell Bunch. What Muzzy's tried to do, he's tried to throw that breaking ball that will maybe be on the outer portion of the plate for the right-handers, but other than that, he's trying to bust the right-handers in with his fastball.
There's going to be a grounder. Third baseman comes up and makes the play. There's one. Are they going to be able to turn 2? And yes, they do. So a Little Caesars double play there for Delta. And Jeremy, the Braves continue to beat the boys here for the Indians.
Yeah, and that pitch right there was a fastball that starts like it's going to be middle in, actually moves into the inside corner of the right-handed hitter. And Palmer that time just rolled over it and hit it right where Delta wanted, over to Cole Kelly at third base, and they are able to turn the double play. And so if you're a right-hander, you have to, I think, eliminate.
Ow.
So I was about to say, eliminate the outer third of the play. It's another pitch coming into the righties. So expect everything to the inside. Not a lot of those pitches are strikes.
Yeah, and that one hurt there as that one about got Krieger in the armpit. As you kind of heard the thud over the broadcast. And so that's going to be the second hit batter of the inning here. So with 2 outs, this is going to bring up Jackson Lancaster. Lancaster walked in his previous at-bat and was left stranded. So now he's going to try to fire up the bats here for the Indians. 2 outs, runner over at first, and Kyle Krieger. That pitch in the dirt, but blocked up nicely that time by Blanchard to keep the runner over at first.
If you're thinking about it, Krieger 5 of 7 on the year in stolen bases. Maybe a decent time with 2 outs if you get into a hitter's count. Go with Lancaster on a hit and run. Worst case scenario, probably have Lancaster come back to start the inning. You're okay with 2, 3, 4 in the 4th.
That snap throw to first was not in time as Krieger dives back without any issues. That pitch outside, and the runner's going to be able to advance on the pass ball. And so now a big-time base hit here could be huge for the Indians.
Yeah, or you just wait for the pass ball. That will always be easier.
Yes.
So now, if you're Lancaster, you're going to swing away, 2-0 pitch right here. Boy, this is where Muzzy's been really difficult, for him so far today. Struggled with his command here in the 3rd inning. I think you sit on this right here and allow him to really continue to struggle. Force him to throw some strikes.
So 2-0 is the count. That pitch just missing low and outside, 3-0. Now goes the count here to Jackson Lancaster. If Lancaster were to find his way on, it'll be LeBryant Zadell due up next for the Indians.
Really good take by Lancaster. Borderline pitch. Wouldn't have done much with it. Good location by Muzzy. Just missed the strike zone.
And that way, taking the whole way that time. And 3-1 now goes the count here to Lancaster.
I think you're going to see the same thing if you're Lancaster. Probably not going to get a fastball in. Likes to go to the outside of the lefties. He pitched the righties on the inside corner. I think you go outside, try to slap it the other way.
Pitch coming, and that's exactly what he does, but he lifts this one in the air. Left fielder going back, and just makes the play as he was stretched out over his head. I thought there for a second, Jeremy, that he may have read that one wrong, but still made a pretty good play defensively.
I thought off the bat that thing may have been gone, especially the way the ball kept carrying. Not the most beautiful way to catch a fly ball deep in left field, but all that matters is do you catch it. And so much better inning at the plate offensively for the Indians, but still can't get a run across.
1-0 is your score after 3 complete here. This game scheduled for 9. We'll take a break and hear a word from Coke and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula. Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done. Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with a Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now as we move to the top of the fourth inning, and this is going to be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up. Rhodes, Blanchard, and Smith here for Delta. They lead it 1-0 as that pitch paints the outside corner for a strike. So 0-1 is the count here to Rhodes. He walked and was left stranded in scoring position. Matter of fact, left stranded at third, as there's a big, healthy swing and a miss. 0-2 now is the count.
Well, that first pitch, Medlin gets a big benefit of the doubt on a wide strike zone. Then comes back on 0-1 and gets Rhodes to swing over the top of it. Now 0-2, you can throw anything here if you're Medlin.
And a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there to start the inning. His third Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day.
Boy, that was a terrifically done at-bat there by Justin Medlin. Gets that first pitch called for a strike, fastball in the outside corner, then a couple of all-speed pitches, and Delta has not been able to handle that breaking ball at all today. He's taken a little bit off of it, done a good job mixing up some speeds, and now maybe 4 or 5 in a row retired can settle in here.
There's going to be a shot over the head of the shortstop, and that's actually going to be our first hit of the day, as it's going to go for a single for Blanchard going on the first pitch he sees, and that one just a little bit too tall there for the Indians to get to.
Yeah, I thought at first it was going to come right to Coker, and then I thought maybe Coker just mistimed his jump a tad. If he waits a little bit more, could have gotten to it, but boy, not exactly a rope in the left field, but it will count just the same. And so now you got 1 on, 1 out if you're Delta. Maybe try to force the issue.
This is Jeremy Smith at the plate now. He struck out swinging for the second out of the inning. Runner goes. Throw down is in time by a mile. Don't know if he stopped halfway or what, Jeremy, but my goodness, Austin Powell threw it to Krieger, and Krieger was like, all right, come on, get to me.
That's exactly how you do that right there. A ball in the dirt, knock it down, keep it right in front of you, and then come up throwing, and a terrific throw down to second base. I understand trying to take it, but I didn't think the ball had gotten far enough away from Powell to try to advance. And shows you right there. We talked about his bat's been good all season long. His defense has gotten much better, and that's what will get you a chance to play at the next level.
So 2-4 on the putout as that pitch is fouled off. 1-1 now is the count. This one fouled back over the top of us here in the ICC Alumni Affairs and Foundation broadcast booth. Remember to visit iccms.edu. That's iccms.edu to find out how you can help contribute to Itawamba Community College. And a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there to end the inning. A very good inning for Medlin and the Indians.
Terrific job there, and I think it's pretty safe to say he's definitely overcome some of those control issues there in the second inning. Got good life on his fastball, really getting on top of his breaking ball, and right now Delta struggling to get anything off of him.
Due up for the Indians, LeBryant Sedale, Justin Medlin, and Brett Coker. ICC looking for their first hit of the day. We'll see if they can find it when we come back after word from First American National Bank and more here on the ICC Sports Network. Indians trail 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the fourth.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 1-0 is your score as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kendi bringing you this action here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, the Red Channel. Remind you, ICC softball, they're on the road today as they're taking on Coahoma at Coahoma. They're also tied. Well, they're tied for first place. The Indians have first place outright. So the Indians softball team trying to finish out the year. If they can win out, it depends on tiebreakers, they could defend their regular season championship from last year as well. So very good year on the diamond, both for baseball and softball this year at ICC.
Yeah, 2 programs inside the top 10. As you mentioned, maybe both would claim the state championship. Don't know about the hosting scenarios. That
we have no clue
about that. But you would imagine somebody's going to be playing postseason baseball in Fulton.
Yeah, baseball for sure. If they win 2 today, they'll go ahead and claim the state championship. They got to win 2 out of their last 4. As there's going to be a rope off the bat, and it's going to go for a base hit. Well, first hit of the day for the Indians, and it's going to belong to LeBryant Siddell. A leadoff single there for Siddell. And Jeremy, to go back to that point, yes, if the Indians, if they win the MACJC championship, they will not play in that best-of-3 series. And then that next week, they will host the region tournament here in Fulton. Of course, that'll be ICC, LSU, Eunice, and the winners from those best-of-3 series next week, actually, as ICC will wrap up the regular season on the road right now, Friday, at Gulf Coast, and those games scheduled to be here on the Red Channel. That pitch missing outside to Justin Medlin. 1-0 is the count, and boy, I tell you what, Jeremy, a base hit for Medlin could really go a long way in helping him.
It really could. Struggling just a bit. His last few at-bats, hitless on Saturday, and obviously first at-bat didn't go like he wanted as well. Just needs a good at-bat.
There's a big looping breaking pitch, 12-6 across for the strike, and once again, that curveball, that breaking pitch, it's got a lot of wicked tail on it, and the Indians just haven't quite been able to figure it out yet.
Yeah, I think that's where you have to go if you're Muzzy. You have to snap that pitch off until the Indians force you to throw something else. Nibbling a little bit with his fastball. Again, trying to pitch to the outside corner to the lefties, inside of the righties. He made a mistake with Siddell, and he was able to hammer it to left field. Now, Medlin, fastball count.
There's going to be a shot knocking away from the center fielder. Center fielder's going to have to hurry, and he does make the play. Nice play out there in center field as he makes kind of not a leaping catch, but a running, hopping catch, if you will, on a very tough ball out there in center field.
Yeah, that ball was ripped. Medlin got the fastball he wanted, 2-1. A little bit more towards the outer corner than right down the middle. Did a good job to go with it. Hit it well. That's a terrific at-bat by Medlin. There's not any more you can do, but that's the breaks. If you're having a tough time of it, that ball's going to be caught. Everything's dropping for you. That ball's going to find the gap some way. But 2 really good at-bats in a row for the Indians, and that's what you want.
Ball gets away. Runner's going to head down to second. Siddell is there on the wild pitch. Good job by Blanchard to try to keep that one in front of him. Just came off his protective gear far enough away, and Siddell has better speed than you think he does.
He does. Good throw there by Blanchard, as you mentioned, but Siddell able to read the ball in the dirt effectively and get down to second base. Now you got a runner in scoring position. You've got a guy that's hit the ball well all season with a 2-0 count. Talked about it. This kind of feels like maybe where the Indians can start to get through. We talked about that second time through the order, and this is it right here.
1 out and a runner at second for Brett Coker, who flew out to center to start the second inning. Trying to find a way to tie this contest with a base knock here. This one's going to be a flare out to the right side. Trouble here as the right fielder is going to come up and, wow, makes a diving catch. Again, Jeremy, let's give credit where credit's due. That's been the third pretty good defensive play out in the outfield today made by Delta. That saved a run.
Yeah, it did. You thought about off the bat it would drop, but terrific speed by Melton out there in right field. And, boy, all of a sudden you look at it and you think, hey, not really where can you hit it in the outfield in the gap for it to drop down? ICC's hit a couple of balls really hard. That one more of a blooper, but a terrific play defensively. And if you're Muzzy, that's what it's going to take for you to get out of this inning. You got to have some help behind you defensively, and his outfield has come to play.
So a runner at second and 2 outs now. This is going to be Austin Powell at the plate. Powell stands in, takes that pitch high and inside for a ball. Got a Renaissance Bank scoreboard update with softball. The Indians batted around in the first, highlighted by a triple from Matty Miney, and they lead it 7-0 in the middle of the first. Game 2, trying to go for the sweep there in Clarksdale of Coahoma. This one's got a chance. Deep fly ball left side. See ya later. A big-time hit there off the bat of Austin Powell, and that's going to go for a 2-run home run, and the Indians lead it 2-1.
Well, if you hit it 350 feet to the left field fence, I promise you won't get caught. And that's what happens there. Powell gets a pitch on the middle of the plate and just hammered it out to deep left field. The bat's been there all year. He's been struggling just a tad, but comes up with a really, really nice at-bat there to hammer it out. And the Indians capitalize on the leadoff single and get a 2-1 lead. But that's been Muzzy's problem all year. It's been too much in the strike zone, and that one caught way too much of the plate.
And so now with 2 outs and nobody on base, this is going to be Lane Domino coming to the plate. Lane popped up in foul territory over to the first base side in his first at-bat. Now, again, another wicked breaking ball there out of the hands of Muzzy.
Second time through the order, what have we seen so far? Hard hit ball by Sedale, hard hit ball by Medlin, hard hit ball by Austin Powell. And that's, where if you're a hitter, you just make adjustments, see him second time through. His guy struggled a bit this year. He doesn't have a high ERA for nothing. And the Indians have been good offensively, and Powell got a pitch he could really drive.
So that pitch missing low and outside. 2-1 now is the count here to Lane Domino. Domino trying to spark a 2-out rally here. Indians lead at 2-1 off that 2-run home run off the bat of Austin Powell here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That pitch, a fastball missing inside. 3-1 now goes the count here to Domino. Of course, his dad, Chuck Domino, legendary coach in this area, typically sits out in the corner in right field. I was down there whenever Brett Coker hit his home run on the walk-off the other day, and Brett's dad was down there. And I'm going to tell you this now. Anybody that knows me, that's going to be a walk issue there to Domino. Anybody that knows me, yeah, I've lost some weight over the last couple of months, but I'm not a little dude. Well, Brett Coker's dad grabbed me like a bear hug and started jumping up and down with me, lifting my feet off the ground, and then just went in a dead sprint down here behind the plate. It's a big moment there for Coker and his family. Of course, Brett's sister singing the national anthem before the day, so the Coker family, they're 2 for 2.
Well represented today in Fulton and really for the entire baseball season, and he's going to get a chance to play at the next level and have a chance to really do some good things. And you talk about the Indians and offensively what they've been able to do, and that was a really good at-bat there by Lane Domino, because it's easy sometimes you see your teammate hit a 2-run home run in front of you, you see the ball slapped around a bit to go up there and just to hack away and go, that's what I'm going to do. Instead, he was patient. He was able to draw the walk, get on base. Look, base hit, single, walk, same thing. Doesn't matter. Get on base. That's what Domino did, extend the inning. And so now if you're Russell Bunch, look, you go there, you hunt that fastball second time through. If you get it, attack it. But don't be afraid to make him throw some pitches. And he already has one meeting on the mound, one more, and he's going to be out of the game.
So Bunch at the plate takes a look at that pitch low and outside for a ball, as he was hit by a pitch and was erased on a Little Caesars double play in the inning. ICC leads it 2-1 now after a 2-run home run off the bat of Austin Powell. Runner at first, snap throw over to first. A little bit closer than I thought it was going to be, as Lane Domino does get back and safely. A quicker tag might have got him that time.
11 for 12 with stolen bases this season. We'll see if Coach Collier wants to put him in motion.
There's a fastball right across for a strike at the knees. 1-1 now is the count here to Russell Bunch. Russell will be one of the sophomores that will be recognized after the game here on Sophomore Day. A time, it's a great time to honor, look back at this baseball team, a very successful baseball team in their 2 years. And so we'll have a salute to those sophomores in between the games. So we'll also have that available here on Let'sGoICCTV.com as well. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy bring this action. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. ICC with a 2-0 lead after a 2-run home run by Powell. A little hit and run action as this ball is popped up. Right fielder's going to go over and squeeze it for the out. So a good pitch that time. Got in on the hands of Bunch. Bunch did a good job of trying to fight it off, see if he could find a hit that time with Domino in motion. But the damage done for the Indians. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll take a timeout, hear a few words from our sponsors, and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network. Indians lead it 2-1 after 4 complete here in Game 1 against Delta.
Crunchy Fritos, warm chili, melty cheese, all together for 99 cents. Like real comfort food.
Trying to get out of my comfort zone, and these guys keep pulling me back in. Pulling me back in.
Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves starting at 99 cents. And try order ahead to get happy hour anytime. Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves. A Fritos chili pie. Juicy Junior Burger. Or Junior Wrap. Does all this comfort come at a price? Yes, it starts at 99 cents. Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves.
Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends.
You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2-1 is your score as we head to the top of the 5th inning. 2-run home run by Austin Powell gives the Indians a 1-run lead here, and a little bit of breathing room here for Justin Medlin as he's pitched pretty well over the last 3 innings after, last 2 innings after kind of running into a little bit of hiccup there in the second.
Yeah, had some command issues, a couple of walks, a couple of hit batters, but we kind of say other than that, he's been terrific today. And
as this one hit deep, and that one's gone. LeBryant Sedale, all he could do is watch that one go, and that one's on me because I was talking about how well he was pitching that time. And that was a big boy shot off the bat of Cole Kelly that time, and that'll be a leadoff home run to tie the contest at 2.
Yeah, Kelly's first home run of the year, 6th RBI, and Medlin just elevated a fastball, and Kelly sat right on it and just absolutely hammered it deep into left field. A no-doubter off the bat. Medlin has still pitched well, but the second inning, obviously, that was all about command. That one just a mistake, and give credit to Kelly for taking advantage of it.
Absolutely. So 2-2 now is the score. This is going to bring up Melton, who drew a bases-loaded walk in his previous at-bat. Stands in, takes that first pitch in there for a strike. So 2-2 is your score after that big-time home run there by Kelly. And a big swing and a miss. Good pitch that time, as that one actually had a tail away from the batter.
Yeah, had some good movement, changing speed. That's Medlin's calling card, his ability to change speeds. Sometimes the velocity's not there with fastball. That time it was, but his ability to change speeds has really served him well this year on the mound, and it's been one of the reasons why Delta's been off balance today. And if he can continue that, it'll be really tough for the Trojans to get anything off of him offensively.
That was the 5th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Medlin. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, renaissancebank.com, member FDIC. That pitch going to miss low and outside as we're back to the top of the lineup now in Ty Roche. He's 0 for 2 with the strikeout on the day. He struck out to end the second.
Medlin's done a good job. Really, he loves to work both sides of the plate, particularly that outside corner.
And that one's going to go for a base hit, so a 1-out hit there. 3rd hit of the day, 1st hit of the afternoon for Roche. Puts a runner at first with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. 2-2 is your score.
Well, now we talked about second time through the order. Delta's about to get 3rd time through the order, and obviously you see more pitches, you get a feel. You're a little more comfortable at the plate. So some hard hit balls. Obviously the home run was blasted out there to left field, and that one right there by Roche sounded good off the bat. A nice single to left field. Medlin's gotten the ball up a little bit in this inning. Gets to get it down some. Take advantage of that bottom half of the order and then try to just work around this top half.
It's that first pitch drifting high for a ball. After 1 complete in softball, ICC leads it 7-1 at Coahoma. That's in game 2. As Medlin's going to step off and reset here. 2-2 is your score. It's been home runs that have been the difference in this contest. 1 for ICC. It was a 2-run shot by Austin Powell, and then it was a solo shot to start the inning by Cole Kelly that's tied us at 2. Went fishing for 1 that time. Good location on the pitch there, as Matt Reed, who is 0 for 2 on the day at the plate, could not hold off on that one. Remind you, if you're ever away from your computer and or radio, can't keep up with the games, you can follow them on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. That's at Let's Go ICC. Also follow us on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and more. That's at Let's Go ICC. Visit letsgoicc.com as well as letsgoicctv.com. And pretty much if you just type in Let's Go ICC, you're going to find us pretty much.
I would say, given all those avenues, if you're hunting, you're gonna probably find something. No doubt about it.
So 1-1 is the count. This one, a flare off the bat, and it's going to get out of play. 1-2 now is the count here to Matt Reed. We do appreciate those that are tuning in here, and also want to say a special hello to those that are watching in support of Delta this afternoon. Appreciate everyone tuning in there and hope you're enjoying the day. Remember, grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola, sit back, and enjoy the show. 2-2 is your score as we're in the top of the 5th inning here in Game 1. This game's scheduled for 9. Medlin snap throw over to first, and the runner actually kind of slipped when he got back, did a little swim move when he hit the ground, was able to get back without an issue. Pretty good pickoff move that time by Medlin.
But you understand, Roche, 23 of 26 on the year in stolen bases. He's got 23. Nobody else has more than 7. That's Jatavis Melton. So the stolen bases, he's pretty much it on the year.
Runner goes, and that's going to be fouled off that time. So a break there for the Indians as Roche was halfway to second by the time the ball got there. Yeah, you can see why he's got that many stolen bases. The kid's pretty quick.
Got a terrific jump, and, of course, Medlin being a left-hander, always a little tougher because they get away with murder with that 45-degree throw over to first base. It would be a balk if it were a right-hander, but somehow the lefties are able to get away with it. And good jump, though, by Roche at first.
So 1-2 pitch coming here for Medlin. Sets and delivers, and this one's going to be fouled back, and we'll stay at 1-2.
That's a terrific job to foul that pitch off. Medlin threw a really good sweeping breaking ball that started at the hip and ended up out of the zone and down. Most people, you take a hack at that, you're swinging over the top of it. Able to get that ball fouled off, really impressive.
So with 1 out and a runner at first, 1-2 now is the count here to Reed, who's had a pretty good at bat, fouling off some pitches here to keep this AB alive. Pitch coming. And that one's going to be fouled off. And once again, Jeremy, a great battle between Medlin and Reed.
It is, and this is what you want to do. You get just 2 strikes, just be a tough out. Foul some pitches off, frustrate pitchers. Medlin's still in good shape, ahead of the count 1-2, so he doesn't have to give in by any stretch of the imagination. But you also know if you're the hitter, hey, look, this guy doesn't want to go 2-2 because then there's the fear of going 3-2. So you want to try to be a pest here with 2 strikes for Medlin. Good pitch here and get a strikeout.
So winning that 1-2 offering here from Medlin. Runner at first, taking a minimum lead. Pitch coming, and this is going to be a flare out to center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Great job by Matt Reed to find a way to win that battle. Back-to-back singles here for Delta.
That was what we talked about, be a pest of 2 strikes. Medlin leaves a breaking ball just up a little bit and able to just serve it into the left center field gap. And third hit of the inning for Delta. So they're starting to see Medlin a little bit more, starting to get a good feel for him. And cruising through in the 3rd and the 4th inning, and all of a sudden here in the 5th, run into some trouble. This Delta's getting hits this time instead of walks.
This ball, fly ball out to the right side. Lane Domino's going to have to come in, makes a running catch, and the runner thought about tagging. You don't want to do that with a guy by the name of Lane Domino out there in right field. Kid's got a cannon, was able to rip that one in, and the runner was unable to advance.
Yeah, shows it off there, and took a little bit of a circuitous route to the ball. Wind picking up a bit in the outfield, so it's moving the ball around once it hangs up in the air. So Domino started in, moved towards the line, and had to move a little bit more towards the gap. Actually slid down to make that catch, and you're right. You knew once he made the catch coming up, he was going to make a strong throw. And Wise there to stay at second by Roche, and a good pitch by Medlin, a really big pitch. Now 1 away from getting out of it, only giving up the run.
So now this will be Dindy at the plate. He's 0 for 1 of the day with a ground out to second. He was hit by a pitch, advanced on a wild pitch, and also scored a run. That was back in the 2nd inning as that pitch misses for a ball. 1-0 now is the count here to Dindy.
And he saw exactly 1 pitch his last time up and rolled over weakly to Kyle Krieger.
As that pitch missing low and inside. 2-0 now is the count.
Just doing a good job, though, just making Medlin work, just making throw some pitches, because as we talked about it, after the 4th inning, you thought, okay, he's locked in, pitch count's down. It made him throw many more pitches here in this inning.
So winning the 2-0 pitch here with 2 outs, runners on first and second. That pitch way outside. Runner thought about going. Good job by Powell recognizing ball got away where it was going and quickly got out there to keep the runner at second base.
Did a good job to get around the baseball, too, knowing that if Roche was trying to go to third, could be able to have his body squared when he barehanded it and make a strong throw. Fortunately, Roche decided to stay at second base, but now Medlin really struggling here on the 3-0.
That pitch right down the middle as Dindy taking the whole way that time. 3-1 now goes the count. 2 outs. Runners at first and second. 2-2 is your score. We're in the top of the 5th inning. This game scheduled for 9. Game 1 between ICC and Delta. This is one of those games, one of these two teams that pretty good old rivalry between ICC and Delta, as this was going to be fouled back off the netting. Goes all the way back to whenever we did have the North and South divisions. It's just one of those, as Rick calls it, just a good old MAC-JC doll fights that we've seen a lot of times between ICC and Delta.
Yeah, and you look at the records, obviously, we mentioned it earlier. ICC's got something to play for. Delta, quite frankly, really doesn't. losing record in both the league and overall, but they've come to play today, and they've played pretty well. Got some great defense, some timely hitting. They're starting to tee up on Medlin a little bit more.
So the 3-2 pitch coming and misses outside for a ball, and now bases will be loaded once again here for Delta. They loaded them in the second, only was able to come away with one run there, trying to redeem themselves here, as this is going to be Devontae Rhodes coming to the plate, the right fielder, who is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and a strikeout.
And now if you're Medlin, you understand the margin for error here is 0. Your defense has to be good behind you as well. Delta's hit the ball hard in this inning. Medlin's left some pitches up. Keep it down, use your off speed, change locations. That's where he's been most effective this afternoon.
There's a ground ball, and the shortstop's going to get to it. It's only one play to third, and it's in time. Nicely done that time. Brett Coker recognized that his momentum was carrying him to third base, secured the ball, had plenty of time to get the out, and a big out there as the Indians could have another bases-loaded jam.
Good job there by Coker, as you mentioned it. And a nice job by Russell Bunch to understand that as well and go to third base and get there and act like a first baseman. And a good job by Medlin to make a good pitch to get out of the inning.
We're going to take a break, and let's hear from all of our sponsors, as we'll be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network. 2-2 your score as we head to the bottom of the fifth.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
And welcome back. Jeremy, what would you say for you about a solid 7-iron to Davis Ford right over here?
Oh, easy, yeah.
Yeah, okay. A little less than that? Am I shortchange you a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, look, you get.
What about a 9-iron? A cut 9-iron?
Oh,
Is that pitch across for a strike?
I don't know about the 7-iron really high, and it's my favorite club in the whole bag.
Okay, so that's what it is.
Never lets me down.
Gotcha.
Never lets me down. That and the driver, I would say. Now, I couldn't putt to save my life.
See, that's all me. I'm a putter. Of course, former ICC golfer myself.
Yeah.
So, yes, that swung on and missed there. We actually got a baseball game going on here instead of the Masters. 0-2 is the count here to Hayden Palmer as the 9-1-2 batters due up. Palmer, Krieger, and Lancaster. 2-2 is your score as this pitch fouled back and out of play over the top of us here in the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth. Visit iccms.edu, iccms.edu for more information on how you can contribute to Itawamba Community College. So 0-2 is the count here to Palmer. That breaking pitch didn't quite break enough as it hangs up for a strike. Hangs up for a ball. 1-2 now is the count. Jeremy, we're in the bottom of the fifth. 2-2 is the score. Delta's defense have been the story of the game so far.
Yeah, it has. Obviously, Melton and Rhodes out there at center and right field. And, they've taken a couple of hits away. I mean, Jackson Lancaster hit a ball that was, as you said, knifing away from Melton out there in center. Rhodes has come in and made a diving catch on a ball that Coker hit. You thought could have been an RBI.
Yeah, check him. Tag him and check him.
And they say that pitch in the dirt. Hayden Palmer did not go. 3-2 is the count. So a good job by Palmer. Come back and force the count to go full here.
Yeah, fouled off a good pitch by Muzzy on the 0-2, a fastball down and away, and has since just been able to lay off the off speed. I'd sit on fastball here if you're Palmer.
And that's what it was, and the ball gets away, and Palmer wins the battle. Great job by Hayden. 0-2 in the count, finds a way to win that battle and comes back and draws the leadoff walk.
Well, you know, Muzzy's relied on that breaking ball all day long, and he throws it there on the full count. You could tell that's exactly what was coming once Cade Blanchard changed his stance behind home plate, his squat. And Palmer recognized it, saw it in the dirt, and let it go by, and then you get a leadoff walk. They always seem to come around to kill you. Third time through for the Indians at the top of the order now. And we'll see. I was just about to say, we'll see if they try to sacrifice.
And they do. The throw is going to be in the dirt. And now the runner's going to be able to advance to third. So a big-time play there, putting some pressure on that defense we were bragging about there, Jeremy. And Krieger able to get over and make the play.
Well, Colt Kelly, the third baseman's coming in. A good job by Krieger. He didn't square around immediately, so it's a bit of a surprise bunt, if you will. Kelly comes on. I'm not sure a good throw. It's going to be close either way. I don't think a good throw gets in. And so you force him to come in and try to make a great throw knowing you've got speed on the base pass. Indians are in the top 10 in the country in sacrifice bunt, so no surprise there. I think if you're Delta, you have to assume bunt and then back off. Now the Indians have a chance to really do something here with the heart of the order at the plate.
Jeremy, I'm with you. I'm giving that a hit as this pitch fouled back over the top of us here. Look at the replay. I think Krieger beats that out even on a good throw because the third baseman was back. It was a tough play.
I think he does. Obviously, the reason you get that error, though, is just because Palmer's able to go from second to third, and that's the issue there. But that's what you do. If you're Coach Collier, you put pressure on the defense, you force them to try to make plays, and Kelly was just not able to do it.
So that pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. There's no outs. You've got runners on the corners here for the Indians. 2-2 is your score. We're in the bottom of the fifth. This game's scheduled for 9 innings here as always. Game 1 in conference play goes for 9. Lancaster at the plate. Grounder, and it's a burner. A great play at second, but it'll score the run. What an outstanding play by the second baseman, but a productive out there, 4-3 on the putout of Lancaster. They can look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay, but the Indians do take the lead.
Good baseball all the way around. A good pitch there by Muzzy. A good 0-2 pitch down and in. Lancaster just trying to fight and get something in the right side of the infield. Hits a ball I thought off the bat was maybe going to trickle into right field for a base hit. A terrific play there at second base to record the out with Lancaster. But the Indians, as you mentioned, do take the lead, so the leadoff walk comes back to hurt Delta.
This pitch fouled straight back at Jeremy again. 0-1 now is the count with 1 out. Jeremy, you talk about that as well. Also, you got to think, how big is that error now that allowed the runner to get over to third?
Well, and that's why you do that if you're Coach Collier. You've done it all year. That's your philosophy. You stick to it. Bottom of the fifth, some people may say, hey, look, a little bit more early than maybe you want to bunt, but you put pressure on the defense. Delta's not been terrific in that category this season.
There's going to be a flare out to the right side. This should be deep enough to advance the runner as Krieger is going to be able to head over to third on that fly out to right. So now with 2 outs in the inning, let's go bring up Justin Medlin. And this is a guy that had 4 home runs in a series against East Central, has really cooled off since then.
Yeah.
It's a guy that's due big time, so you don't really want to mess up and miss one of these hanging pitches to him.
He had a really good at-bat last time, and we talked about that needing to be his goal. Just go up there and have a productive at-bat. He got a 2-1 fastball and hammered it into the left center field gap, but unfortunately for him, Melton, who's a terrific center fielder, just ran it down and robbed him of what would have been a double. I think you just take that same approach up there, you're going to be in good shape. And you need something from him right here. It would be a really big run to pick up over there at third.
Well, that was a little slider that snuck in the back door there for a strike. 0-1 now is the count here to the pitcher/DH, Justin Medlin. 0 for 2 on the day. Medlin rips one, and that's just foul. And Jeremy, again, we talked about on his last hit, when you're ripping the cover off the ball, that one stays fair. When you're in that slump, it goes foul by 2 inches like it did just there.
Yeah, that's, and hitters always tell you those breaks never even out. We always talk about, it'll even out, just keep going. They always tell you, no, it's the reason why 300's a Hall of Famer instead of 500 being a Hall of Famer.
So 0-2 is the count. 2 outs. There is a runner at third. That's Kyle Krieger, who reached on an infield single. This pitch fouled back and out of play, and we'll stay at 0-2.
That's a really good job, though, by Medlin. Borderline pitch, just foul it out. We saw it with Hayden Palmer. Get down 0-2, fight, go up there, be a tough out, coax a walk for Medlin. Just go up there and be a tough out.
So 0-2 is the count. 2 outs and a runner at third. And they're going to call a balk, and that's going to allow the run to score. And that's going to quickly get a challenge out here from the Delta coach. And Jeremy, that's one thing we saw the Indians get a balk off earlier. That's something we've seen called a lot more this year than we have in previous seasons.
Yeah, field umpires are definitely looking at it, and if you're Muzzy, boy, that's incredibly frustrating because the Indians have gotten one run in. You have one chance to be able to get out of it, only down one, and boy, a gift there to the Indians. And it doesn't look like the base umpire is going to give in whatsoever. And
yeah, he let him say his piece, and he started walking away, and the coach came with him. He was like, no, you're not following me. So he's going to stick to his guns on that one. 0-2 is the count. The run scores on the balk to make it 4-2 now in favor of ICC here in the bottom of the fifth. And Justin Medlin still at the plate here for the Indians.
So you get that leadoff walk, and then you get the error on the bunt, and boy, all of a sudden, things start to fall apart here if you're Delta.
Hard hit ground ball. Second baseman gets it off the hop, has plenty of time to throw over, and he will for the putout, 4-3 to retire Medlin. Second time today that the second baseman has retired Medlin. But Jeremy, the Indians get 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. A big inning there for ICC. Take their first lead of the inning. They've got 2 runs in the fourth. Now follow that up with 2 runs here in the fifth.
Yeah, you just got to get on base. We talked about it. Everybody wants to hit, and that's great. Just get on base and do something with it, and the Indians did that.
We're going to take a break and hear a word from Renaissance Bank. ICC leads it 4-2 as we head to the 6th.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy bringing this action here on the ICC Sports Network. Saying a special hello to those that are watching in favor of Delta this afternoon. ICC leads it 4-2 after picking up a pair of runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. It was a RBI ground out by Jackson Lancaster that scored Hayden Palmer, who walked and advanced to third on an error. And then it was a vault that allowed Kyle Krieger, who reached on a single, infield single, and eventually got around to third before scoring on the balk there. So 4-2 now is your score here in Game 1. Sophomore day here in Fulton, the last home game of the season here at the historic Roy Crescent Field. And Jeremy, you see a lot of fields, not only in the MACJC, but throughout the state as well. And I tell you what, this one, especially at nighttime, is something special here at Roy Crescent Field.
It really is. It's got kind of a West Coast feel to it at night with all the trees in the outfield and the lights. And it kind of feels like you're watching something, kind of Long Beach, Fullerton kind of material there. It's a really, really great setting, and obviously was Saturday night and provided the stage for a really dramatic win. And, of course, the Indians want to play here, want to host as much as they can, and play in the friendly confines. And they've had a terrific season, close to doing it and wrapping it up today.
Absolutely. A pair of wins over their last 4, and ICC will be the MACJC champions for the first time since 2009. So, that's something these sophomores would love to add to their already very impressive resume, as we'll celebrate those guys in between games here on sophomore day. 0-2 is the count. Pitch coming. Swung on and missed for strike 3.
Well, Blanchard just had no chance there. Went up there, and Medlin able to do a good job mixing pitches in and out of the zone. And, again, it's that off-speed breaking ball down in the dirt that Medlin's been able to use to get a lot of his strikeouts today. He's had some issues when he gets the ball up. His velocity maybe hasn't been quite where it's been in the past, and that's been his problem. But that breaking ball, when he gets it down and away, especially the righties, it's been awfully good.
As that pitch drifts high and outside for a ball. 1-0 now is the count. 1 out as that pitch missing low. 2-0 now is the count, as this is Jeremy Smith. Smith 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts on the day. 6 Renaissance Bank strikeouts for Justin Medlin so far. So waiting the 2-0 pitch, and that's going to miss low. So a good eye here by Jeremy Smith, considering he struck out twice, both those times swinging, to get ahead in the count now 3-0.
And this is the part of that lineup I was talking about where Medlin needs to take advantage. Miss a 204 hitter. Certainly capable, but obviously had his struggles this year. You need to attack this part of the lineup and really do some damage here. Instead, you give up that 4-pitch walk, and this is where you get into trouble. Now you bring up somebody that just took you to deep left field the last time to the plate.
And Cricket's want to come up and talk to his pitcher here, try to just get Medlin to calm down. Cole on the day is 1 for 1. As you said, Jeremy, had that no-doubter out to left field in his previous at-bat. He was also hit by a pitch and left stranded in scoring position back in the second. So we'll see how the Indians elect to attack Cole Kelly here with 1 out and a runner at first base. 4-2 is your score, top of the 6th. Game 1 between ICC and Delta. That pitch inside, just missing a little bit too much inside, and the Boo is going to come out from the ICC faithful.
It's a good pitch there by Medlin. Probably just a tad bit on that inside corner. Austin Powell was set up on the inside, had to reach just a little bit. Certainly very close. A good pitch by Medlin. I think if he's able to hit his spots like that, he'll be rewarded.
And there's a pitch, and Jeremy, you called it yourself right there. It looks like a carbon copy as the last one, and I think Medlin kind of earned that one there. 1-1 now is the count.
Yeah, I do think that pitch caught a little bit more of the plate, so I'm inclined to, once again, I can't believe I'm doing this for the second time today, agree with the home plate umpire, because we got a very inconsistent crew on Saturday. You were here for the second part of Game 2, and, boy, I don't think that either coach would be real thrilled if those two guys rolled up into postseason.
Yeah, I was listening to the game while I was doing some post-game work, because this is another fly ball, and this one's gone, second of the day, and it's off the scoreboard. So Cole Kelly, he's got the number of Justin Medlin, this time a 2-run home run, and now we're tied at 4.
I told you about Medlin's struggles with keeping the ball up while trying to throw his fastball, and that one, just the velocity's not there today with that fastball when he tries to elevate it like we've seen it in the past. And Kelly was not late on either one. That one hit the scoreboard, and if the scoreboard's not there, I think that one may have been actually deeper than the first one. And boy, Cole Kelly, 250 hitter, no home runs on the entire season. He's got 2 today.
Yeah, 2 big boy shots as well. So bases are cleared now. They're going to show bunt, pops it up, and Medlin, yes, he does. Let's go back and look at that one. That could be an early nominee for our Wada Play Wednesday as Justin bounced off his glove and barehanded it for the out. Oh, that's a good call there all day, every day. One of the fans saying he didn't catch it, but he caught it clear as day. A great play that time by Justin Medlin defensively.
Well, and that's what you want. Come back and make a good play, get an out. Delta trying to push the issue, trying to drag a bunt with a speedy batter at the plate. And Medlin, terrific job to come back with it. Now you get a first pitch strike. He's clearly doesn't have his best stuff overall today. But he can get out of this. There is some activity in that ICC bullpen. We'll see how far he goes, but needs to get out of this without giving up anything else.
That pitch missing outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. I believe that's Roland that is getting loose in the bullpen here for the Indians. 4-4 is your score. A 2-run home run by Cole Kelly. The second of the day for Kelly has tied us up at 2. And Jeremy, this game just back and forth all day long. One team has an answer, the other team answers right back, and that's been the case so far all afternoon.
Yeah, Roche now up there, and that's right. That's it. I mean, we talked about ICC's got everything in the world to play for. Delta, in theory, does not. But they've come to play today, and they put a lot of game pressure on the Indians.
A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there, the 7th of the game for Justin Medlin. But the damage was done again. A 2-run home run by Cole Kelly. 2 for 2 on the day for Cole with a pair of home runs, 3 RBIs. We're tied at 4. We'll take a break and come back with the bottom of the 6th inning. But before we do, let's hear from First American National Bank and more here on the ICC Sports Network.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here, and it's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends. You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're getting set to go here. 5, 6, 7 batters due up for ICC. Brett Coker will lead us off here. He's 0 for 2 on the day. 4-4 is your score. Back and forth we've gone all afternoon here as that pitch across for a strike here to Coker. 0-1 now is the count. Jeremy, your thoughts on the game so far here through 5.5 innings?
Well, what you see obviously is a Delta team that definitely isn't intimidated. They've come to play as Muzzy is able to get Coker to swing through that one. And it's been, we talked about it, kind of a little bit of a momentum switcher. ICC got some early. Delta's come back. And, Medlin at times has looked dominant this afternoon. At other times, obviously, has gotten himself into some trouble. And Cole Kelly, without a doubt, the MVP of the day for Delta. 4 runs batted in.
That pitch missing outside. 2-2 now is the count here to Brett Coker. Softball, they're in Coahoma today. They won the first game 8-0 in 6 innings. They were up 7-1 after 1 inning complete. We'll try to bring you a scoreboard update as soon as we get one there. Foul ball, and we're going to stay at 2-2 now. Coach Collier wanted nothing to do with that foul ball that time.
Did you look up and only 2 hits for the Indians, and they've done a good job drawing some walks, and when they've gotten base runners, capitalizing on it, but they still don't have a great command of what Muzzy's trying to do at the plate.
And that pitch, a wicked tail on it that just ripped it out of the strike zone that time. Good eye on the part of Coker to force the count to go full now at 3-2.
But this is what you want to do. You got to lead off walk last inning, comes around to score.
Coker reaches down to get one. This is going to be a tough play. Second baseman gets it. Throw over is not in time. Infield hit that time for Coker. A tough play for the second baseman. A great job by Coker to go down and find that one.
Yeah, that one was going to be difficult, no question about it. Once it got over the head of Muzzy, there was really no chance to throw the speedy Coker out. And so now you set the table for a guy that's got a 2-run home run himself in Austin Powell. Couple of really good at-bats by Powell today, especially obviously the home run he hit out there. But this is where the Indians, you got some adversity. You want some of that late in the season to try to test you. How do you prepare for the postseason? And they need it to be pushed, and they certainly have been today.
Throw over to first was not in time as Coker gets back without an issue. Coker, pretty good speed over there, so he is a threat to steal. Breaking pitch. This one popped up. Center fielder's going to have to go back. Does it got enough room to get out of the ballpark? Going back, and it's gone! That one, the wind just carried it out of the ballpark, and that's going to be another 2-run home run for Austin Powell.
Well, Crescent Field's becoming a launching pad today. 4 home runs. I thought off the bat the ball was going to have a chance hit maybe the top of the wall. I wasn't quite sure it was going to be able to carry. The wind is carrying it out a little bit. That one not really wind aided though, and just like that, a leadoff walk because of a good at bat by Brett Coker, and then Austin Powell takes a pitch that was way too good if you're Muzzy and just hammers it to the deepest part of the ballpark. And now for the Indians, time now to get into that Delta bullpen. You've got 6 on the board off of Muzzy. You got 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 2 so far here in the 6th. Time now to really separate yourself and get into that bullpen.
This is Lane Domino at the plate. He's 0 for 1 today on a walk. Shows bunt, pulls back, and takes that one for a ball. Jeremy, I've seen a lot of baseball, not only in my 9 years here at ICC, but of course we cover some games back in our TV days here at ICC. You don't see very many balls get out of the ballpark dead center here at ICC. There's a flare out to the center field, and it's going to be reeled in that time by Melton, so that'll be basically a line out to center for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, it's another hard hit ball though, so maybe the Indians starting to really, as we talked about, third time through, starting to really get a good read on what Muzzy's doing on the mound. And you continue to put those productive and quality at bats together, it will eventually work out, especially against a pitcher that is struggling with his command and is leaving too many pitches in the zone. I think obviously this lineup can really hit some hard hit balls.
That one just took a funky hot on the second baseman. We're going to go for a hit on Russell Bunch. Nothing really you could do about that one if you're the second baseman. Just a unfortunate hop as he was playing it right. Just hit something in the dirt that got it over his head.
Yeah, off the bat I thought, well, going to be a hard hit ball, but going to be a ground out, and then just hit something, and Pounders couldn't come up with it, and so that one gets into the outfield, and you keep hitting the ball really hard, and you're going to find some room, and Bunch starting to really come on as of late.
And now Delta's going to send someone down to the bullpen to start getting loose here. Really surprised they hadn't already had somebody down there. Not that Muzzy has done bad, but it's just the fact that the Indians are starting to kind of figure him out.
Yeah, the hard hit balls kind of give you an idea of, okay, especially considering this year that's really been his issue, and you carry that big ERA. And he's just left too many pitches in the zone that have been hammered around. And today he's done that obviously with Austin Powell a couple of times. There have been some loud outs, for the Indians offensively. But now I think pitch count's starting to get up just a little bit, getting a little deeper in the ball game, and he's starting to see that velocity come down some.
Renaissance Bank scoreboard update. It's in the middle of the third inning in Clarksdale, and ICC leads it 12-1 over Coahoma in Game 2, trying to complete the sweep, as that is going to be a hit batter to Hayden Palmer. And so now the Indians go back to the top lineup. Indians, they put 2 runs on the board in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th, 2 runs in the 6th. There's only 1 out. ICC would love to keep adding to this here, but that might be it here for our pitcher today. I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's take a quick break and hear a few words from our sponsors. We'll be back with more. ICC leads at 6-4, bottom of the 6th with 1 out. Runners on 1st and 2nd.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
Celebrate outrageous amounts of toppings with Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest. With the most cheese and now with the most toppings at the nation's best price. Create your favorite pizza starting at $6. Pay, then express pickup at Little Caesars.
Pizza. And now this is going to be Kyle Krieger coming to the plate here for the Indians. He singled on a bunt attempt that was a bang-bang play, and it was one of those that a good throw. I still don't think they would have got Krieger in that situation. So now he'll dig in with 1 out, runners on 1st and 2nd. Krieger hits the first pitch he sees, and that one's going to get past a diving third baseman, and they're going to hold up Bunch over at third. A clutch hit there on the first pitch he sees by Krieger.
Well, we talked about it now with Muzzy and his command starting to leave him a little bit in terms of just the fact he's leaving everything up and in the strike zone. And Indians are starting to really tee off now. 5th hit of the day, 3rd in the inning. Bases loaded, only 1 out. You got the heart of the order here with Lancaster, who's seeing it really well. And, boy, this is where if you're the Indians, you start to separate yourselves. You get deep into that Delta bullpen. This is one of the reasons why they've struggled this year.
Lancaster 0 for 2 on the day, but he does have an RBI and a walk as that pitch missing outside for a ball. Well, the way the ball's carrying today, you really don't want to leave anything up to Lancaster. He can hit for power, but the wind not blowing as much as it is, but anything to the left side of the field or right side of the field, kind of a short porch. As there's going to be a line drive out to right field. It's going to drop for a hit, and that's going to score a run. The throw is going to be home, not in time, as Bunch slides in safely.
Well, terrific throw by Rhodes out there in right field, but you mentioned Lancaster gets a ball again right down the heart of the plate, doesn't try to do too much with it, just able to take that inside pitch and goes with it and slaps it into right field. And Bunch had to hold up just a bit to make sure that Rhodes didn't make the catch, and then a seed from right field, and the force play was there. So you had the catcher, number 23, Cade Blanchard, who was basically not worried about the tag, just trying to get the out. And Bunch able to slide down. But, yeah, 7th run, 6 hits. ICC clearly on to Muzzy right now.
We're going to have a pitching change, so we're going to take a timeout and introduce you to the new pitcher after we hear this word from Sonic. ICC leads at 7-4, bases loaded with one out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Crunchy Fritos, warm chili, melty cheese, all together for 99 cents. It's like real comfort food.
I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, and these guys keep pulling me back in. Pulling me back in.
Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves starting at 99 cents. And try order ahead to get happy hour anytime. Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves. A Fritos chili pie. Juicy Junior Burger. Or Junior Wrap. Does all this comfort come at a price? Yes, it starts at 99 cents. Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Your success at ICC starts with freshman orientation. Learn what the college has to offer, register for classes, meet your new ICC family, and discover all the ways to get involved across our 3 locations.
Hey guys, it's Madison, an orientation leader here at ICC. After you apply for enrollment, sign up for orientation because spots are filling up fast. Find out more at iccms.edu/orientation.
Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 7-4 is your score. ICC with 3 runs on the board here in the bottom of the 6th, highlighted by a 2-run home run off the bat of Austin Powell. That was his second 2-run home run of the day as well. And then it was an RBI single by Jackson Lancaster that bumps Muzzy off the mound. And Jeremy, tell us about the new pitcher in the game here for Delta.
Freshman right-hander Lane Booth wears number 28. Good size out there, making his 9th appearance. A 6.39 ERA, 12 2/3 innings pitched. 7 hits, 10 runs, 9 earned, 4 walks, 12 strikeouts. He has given up a home run this year. So a guy with a pretty high ERA, chance for the Indians to really step on the boot here. And you got Siddell coming up, you got Medlin right behind him. And
this ain't where you want to be if you're Delta.
It's not, especially with the way the Indians are swinging the bat right now. But I think what you want to do, look, wouldn't surprise me here, LeBryant Siddell, go up there, try to take some pitches, give the rest of your teammates a good idea of what Booth is going to do and what he likes to throw. Set it up for Justin Medlin, who will be behind him.
So bases full of the Indians. 1 out here. As that pitch missing outside for a ball. ICC's already got 3 runs on the board, trying to get that merry-go-round spinning here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
You go back to Saturday at Hines twice, 2 pitches. The Indians haven't faced a left-hander in about in a long, long time. All right-handed pitchers against Hines and 2 today.
So 0-1 is the count here to LB. That pitch got a little bit of wicking break in action, trying to see if you can get him to chase one there. And we've talked about it. We'll continue to talk about it all season. You just don't see a guy more patient at the plate than LeBryant Siddell.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 9 or 10 more walks than strikeouts this year, which is really unheard of at this level. His eye discipline's terrific. And now he's in a hitter's count if he wants to attack the fastball.
And that one does knife back in. Beautiful pitch as it paints the corner of the plate. 2-1 now is the count here on LB.
Yeah, really good pitch. And a good take, though, by Siddell. He could have gone after that, maybe try to pull it, and you roll into a double play. Now you're 2-1. You're still in the hitter's count. I think you still sit on the fastball, even though Booth's thrown 2 sliders to open the at-bat.
So awaiting the 2-1 offering here. Bases loaded for ICC, 1 out. And the Siddell rips one, and that's going to go for a base hit, and it's going to score 2 runs. Big-time clutch hit there off the bat of LeBryant Siddell. Jeremy, you called it. Sit fastball, see what you can do with it. And LB just destroyed the pitch there and pushes across 2 more for the Indians.
Terrific at bat, did everything right. Came in, laid off those 2 sliders that were down and away, and took the 2-0 fastball. Booth tried to sneak a little slider there, 2-1, and Siddell able to see it and rope it into left field, and now the bats are coming alive, and it's time for this guy to get rewarded for a good at-bat here. I think if Justin Medlin take the same approach, Siddell, get you a fastball, hammer it, but otherwise, be patient up there and understand a walk is good, just as good as a single.
So that pitch misses low and outside for a ball here to Justin Medlin. 3 straight hits for the Indians, 6 in the inning here. They've got 9 overall this afternoon. As we'll get a scoreboard update, it's 12-1 after 3 complete as Kaylee Nelson gets a 3-up, 3-down inning with 2 Renaissance Bank strikeouts. That's game 2, ICC softball at Kahoma. Medlin, he saw one he really liked, just couldn't find a piece of it that time. 1-1 now is the count.
Yeah, pitch really good downward movement. Thought he was going to get a fastball middle in, just a changeup that fell off the table. Good pitch there by Booth. And that's one of those issues there if you're Medlin. You're jumpy right now. You're itching to get a base hit. Sometimes you'll be a little bit too aggressive, and I think that's the case with Medlin there on the 1-0.
1 out. Runners at first and second here. ICC, 5 runs on the board so far here in the bottom of the 6th. That pitch drifts up high. Good frame job that time by the catcher. Just couldn't quite get the umpire to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Good take by Medlin, too. The pitch had some late movement but stayed up the entire time. And so now, again, hitters count 2-1. Sit on that fastball. Adjust if you don't get it.
So Medlin awaiting this 2-1 offering here. Pitch coming, and it's a beauty in there. Just kind of jammed him up that time, and Medlin just didn't want to pull the trigger on it.
Well, Booth missed his spot. Blanchard, the catcher, was set up on the outside. Had to come all the way back into the inside corner to catch it. That tells you, obviously, Booth got some command issues, but got it in the strike zone. Big pitch here coming for Booth, trying to help his team get out of the inning.
So waiting the 2-2 offering. Pitch coming, and they're going to say it was inside, and Medlin held off on it, and Delta fans wanted that one.
I thought Medlin may have gone around just a bit. Tough to see from our vantage point with a left-handed hitter at the plate, but you get
no appeal. So
you get the benefit of the doubt. 3-2. Good pitch though by Booth. A breaking ball inside of the lefty. Really good spot.
So you got to be careful here with a 3-2 pitch coming up to the powerful Medlin. Pitch coming, and Medlin still just a little anxious on that one. Pops this one up, a major league pop up here. Center fielder's going to come in and squeeze it, and the runners will not be able to advance. Good pitch to get that out.
Yeah, 3-2 pitch, and you're right. Medlin just dropped the back shoulder. I think he thought he was going to get a fastball and really try to hammer it to the gap, and just got under it. Good pitch there by Lane Booth. Good at bat though by Medlin. Got the count full. Gave his teammates a chance to see what Booth's all about. In fact, had a little conversation there with Brett Coker, telling him, hey, look, recognize the spin out of his hand. You see that slider, likes to throw it away to the righties, into the lefties. It started Sedell with those 2 sliders away before coming inside. So if you're Coker, I think you understand, you recognize that slider's not really been thrown for a strike today. So if you see it, you can lay off of it.
Well, this is the guy that got the inning started. Is that pitch a beautiful pitch that comes right in there for a strike? Brett Coker started this inning off with a single. He scored on that 2-run home run by Austin Powell, who, by the way, is on deck right now. And, well, I tell you what, it's like beach balls being thrown to the plate right now to Powell.
Yeah, if you're Delta, you absolutely do not want to face him with anybody on base the way he's hit the ball today.
That pitch drifts high and outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count here to Brett Coker. He's 1 for 3 on the day with that single. He has flown out to center field and also flew out to right field on a nice play out there by the right fielder. 5 runs here in the bottom of the 6th, and ICC leads it 9-4. This game scheduled 4-9. Of course, we'll have the sophomore appreciation festivities coming your way in the exchange of games. As there's a ground ball to the third baseman, he will step on the bag and will end the inning. So a great job by Booth to come in, even though he did give up that single that gave up 2 runs, but did get out of the inning with minimum damage done on his part. But the Indians hang 5 on the board.
Yeah, terrific job by the Indians. They were really on Muzzy there. Did a nice job with their approach to the plate. You saw some of that explosive offense in Austin Powell. A big blast, another big run, and that's the catalyst for the Indians today.
We'll take a break, and as we head to the top of the 7th, ICC leads it 9-4. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza, then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6.
Pizza.
And welcome back as we head now to the top of the 7th inning, where to be the 2-3-4 batters due up here for Delta. Reed, Lane, and Dendy due up. Before we go there, let's give a shout out real quick to Kelton Hall. He's actually checking in on Snapchat. Said he's watching the game today, so shout out to Kelton there. Appreciate him and everybody else that's tuning in here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Remind you, our next broadcast on the Red Channel will be Thursday. We're going to be sophomore day for softball as they host Meridian. And again, if softball can take care of business, hang on for the win in Game 2 against Coahoma. Taking on a very tough Meridian team, then closes the season on the road at Southwest. They've got a chance to also win the regular season championship. Again, back-to-back seasons in softball as well.
Yeah, terrific team that Coach Andy Kirk has put together over the years. And
there's going to be a line drive out to center field, and Jackson Lancaster shifts over a little bit and squeezes it for the out for out number 1.
Yeah, to finish that thought on the softball team, obviously you and I had a chance to do disappointing last year to drop that at home. Obviously, I think at the time, 3 of the top 4 teams in the country.
Yeah.
So, somebody unfortunately had to lose, and, of course, Jones was just outstanding. But a really good team, obviously, this year. They continue to be really, really good, and looking forward. I think you and I will probably end up having a game or two down the stretch.
Absolutely, and Jeremy Kennedy, of course, coming in and helping out a lot more this year, and appreciate Jeremy. When you got 2 teams, there's a swinging strike, too. When you got 2 teams playing at the calibers that 1 baseball and 2 softball is, it's a good problem to have whenever we both sometimes get to work together, but a lot of times have to split apart.
It is. You're just lazy, though.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
You're so lazy.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout, the 8th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Justin Medlin. You say that 8 strikeouts. He just hasn't seemed like he's done that well, but he's pitched effectively.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. His line will be a little bit mixed when we eventually read it to you at the end of the ball game. You got those 8 strikeouts, but you gave up the 4 runs and the 4 hits, a couple of walks, a couple of HBPs. He's had some innings where he's looked unbelievable. Of course, he's had some innings where, obviously, he's left some pitches up and Delta's hammered them. He needed a really quick and easy inning after that 5-run inning in the 6th and a pitch away from getting out of it, going 3 up, 3 down. And Delta can still swing it, though, and they're capable of stringing some hits together, so he still needs to be able to hit those spots and relax going for 7 complete.
So 1-1 is the count now as this pitch fouled back, and then tipped and goes back for strike 2. 1-2 is the count. Hey, real quick, I do got to give this right back. My buddy Kelton just sent a message back, said, hey, I actually had stepped away, missed the shout-out. So Kelton, shout out. Appreciate you tuning in here. There's a big time swinging strike 3, and that's another Renaissance Bank strikeout, the 9th of the day. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, RenaissanceBank.com. And Jeremy, impressive 3 up, 3 down inning there for Medlin and I forgot who I was talking about, Justin Medlin and the Indians.
Yeah, it was, and obviously Delta helped him out with a couple of early swings at some pitches, but a strikeout there to end the inning, and cruising right there. Good to see a 0 put up there. Delta had scored runs the last 2 innings, put up a 0 there, protect that big lead the Indians have.
We're going to take a look at some of the Little Caesars replays here as we stretch it out here in Game 1. ICC leads at 9-4. Let's take a look at some scoring recap. It was Delta that took a 1-0 lead. That was after a bases-loaded walk was issued to Melton in the 2nd. ICC answered with a pair of runs. It was a 2-run home run by Austin Powell in the 4th. Delta got that run back and tied it back up with a solo home run by Cole Kelly to start things off in the 5th inning. ICC answered with 2 more in the bottom half of the inning. It was a 2-run home run again It was a RBI ground out by Jackson Lancaster that scored Hayden Palmer, and then a balk that allowed Krieger to score from 3rd. And then it was 2 runs on a 2-run home run by Cole Kelly, his 2nd 2-run home run of the day. And then ICC, they get the 2nd 2-run home run of the day from Austin Powell to spark a 5-run bottom of the 6th inning. It was a 2-run home run by Powell, and then an RBI single from Jackson Lancaster and a 2-run single by LeBryant Sedale. And that is your Sonic scoring update. Let's take a look at some of those highlights, and we'll come back to action now here as we get ready to start the bottom of the 7th for ICC. It's the man of the hour, Austin Powell, coming to the plate. Lane Domino and Russell Munch.
Well, nobody's outside of Cole Kelly has seen it better today than Austin Powell, and 2 home runs. As you mentioned, one of the deepest part of the ballpark, and Trying to make it 3.
Trying to make it 3.
That's a really good job there by Lane Booth. Throw a changeup to a guy that's seen nothing but fastballs for home runs. You get a swing and a miss.
Yeah, I'd say a big-time pitch there as that one's going to miss low and outside. That Swanee swung on a miss. It kind of had like a snake-like action.
Yeah.
It just kind of slithered its way up and out of the zone. 1-1 now is the count here to Austin Powell. He's 2 for 3 on the day.
Yeah, so we have Cole Kelly, who all year long, no home runs, 5 runs batted in, 2 home runs today. Austin Powell, he's been good at the plate, came in hitting .333, and that average has dipped a little bit, but he's been around .375, .380. 2 home runs all year, 2 today. So sometimes you come to the ballpark and you have a good day, and Austin Powell and Cole Kelly have done that.
3-1 goes the count now here to Austin Powell. As that pitch missing low and outside, you got to be careful here if you're Booth. Sure don't want to give him anything that he could square up in this situation. 3-1 pitch coming, and he's going to walk him. I don't know if that's not necessarily a bad thing, Jeremy.
No, it's not, especially 3-1. You don't give in this situation. He could make it 10-4 rather quickly, so you put him over there at first base where he's not really a threat to steal. Unfortunately, if you're Delta, though, you look up and you're behind by 5 with only 6 outs to work with, and you're getting to the bottom of the lineup, which has had some real productivity today. Lane Domino's had a good day. Bunch has been on base. Palmer has drawn a walk and has been on base as well. So the Indians are starting to be locked in and maybe coming out of a bit of a hitting funk at the plate the last 18, 19 innings or so.
As that pitch across for a strike here to Lane Domino. Softball, they're continuing to roll out there in Clarksdale. They add another run in the top of the 4th. They lead it now 13-1 as they head to the bottom half of the 4th inning, trying to complete the sweep of Kahoma this afternoon out there in Clarksdale. Got to give a shout-out, Carrie Miney, the mother of Maddie and Ellie Miney. As that pitch goes high, she's sending us updates today. So that's part of the ICC family. We couldn't be there today because obviously this is a big series here for the baseball team. If they have sweep, get a chance to win the state championship. So when the mom says, "Hey, Gore, I got you. I'll send you updates today," and Carrie has been lights out.
Is she part of that Facebook group that you have where because the ICC players don't tell us anything?
No, that's the baseball moms.
Is that the baseball
moms? Yeah, that's
moms?
the baseball moms.
Okay.
Shows bunt, fouls it back, and that's actually a funny page because we were at Bevel Fayette one day, and the parents were like, "We're going to add you to this page because the guys literally tell us nothing." So I let them know where the fields are, where the when the games are. If we're not broadcasting, who will be broadcasting as well.
And speaking as two guys who don't tell their mothers anything either, I understand.
100%.
I understand that you need that social media helping out there.
And a big-time pitch out in the other batter's box, and he rings him up, and Domino did not like that one, and so that's going to be a Renaissance Bank strikeout, the first out of the inning. And Jeremy, here's something very impressive. So they go 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 batters before the first strikeout of the day for the Indians.
Yeah, it gives you a good idea. Obviously, the guys are seeing it up there, and we talk about what do you look for? The on-base percentage to me is just as important, if not more important, than the batting average. I mean, obviously there are guys that have good at-bats that line out. You say, look, that's a good at-bat, keep that up. Obviously there are guys, too, that just kind of get lucky and bloop one down there. But your on-base percentage gives you a good idea of what kind of hitter you are.
And there's a hit for Russell Bunch, and a good at-bat that time by Russell to be able to stick that one out there in left field.
A couple of weeks ago, you and I were doing games. His average was 280, 285. Coming into today, Russell Bunch is hitting over 300. You mentioned another hit for him today. So he's the kind of guy that's starting to get hot at the right time, and you need those guys at the bottom of the order who maybe have not been just the most dominant hitters all year, but if they get hot at the right time, provide you some balance, just makes you that much more dangerous. And he's had some really productive at-bats. I mentioned a couple of RBIs on Saturday in game number 1. The Indians needed both of them, and a really good day today.
That is his second hit of the day, and for the second time today, Hayden Palmer is going to be hit by a pitch, and now bases are loaded for the Indians, so we go back to the top of the lineup.
Well, at this point, if you're Delta, I'm not sure there's just any real good option. Booth's starting to lose some of his command. Indians, though, are just locked in. You look at the scoreboard and you see only 8 hits, but a lot of walks, some hit by pitches today, and then, of course, those 8 hits, and none of those 8 hits have really been weak hits whatsoever. A lot of hard hit balls today, and we saw some early that were hit hard but taken away by the 2 really good outfielders by Delta in Melton and Rhodes.
So with one out now, bases are loaded here for the Indians. This is Krieger who looks at that pitch low and outside for a ball. Krieger is 2 for 3 on the day. He was also hit by a pitch. He singled on the 5th, scored on a balk, and he singled and scored on a 2-run single by LeBryant Sedale. So he's got a pair of runs to go on the day. Like to pick up a couple of RBIs here if you're Krieger. So 1-0 is the pitch, and Krieger grounds one, and it's going to be to the third baseman. He's going to go home, and the throw is in time. And one of those, good play by the third baseman. If he doesn't make that, the ball goes foul, and they get another chance at Krieger, so that'll go as a fielder's choice.
Yeah, nice job there by Cole Kelly to come in and charge that one. I thought like you, I thought from where I was sitting, perhaps that ball goes foul, but you can't take a chance at that point. So you're better off just gloving it and coming home. A nice play there, but you still are not out of the woods yet. Lancaster with the bases loaded. And you mentioned Power hit that solo home run in game 1 on Saturday. Gives him now 4 at that 2 spot. So you got the top 2 hitters in your lineup with a combined 9 home runs.
There's a beautiful pitch to start off Lancaster right down Broadway for a strike. 0-1 now is the count. There's 2 outs in the inning. Bases are full of Indians. We're in the bottom of the 7th. ICC with a 9-4 lead here. Game 1 on sophomore day against Delta. ICC, we talked about it, their magic number is 2 to earn this year's MACJC state championship. And another beautiful pitch finds that outside corner, and Booth has done a good job of settling down with his back against the wall.
Yeah, a couple of really nice breaking balls. That one on the outside corner.
So see if he may go for that outside corner again. Maybe see if he can't get Lancaster to chase something a little bit out of the zone. As we'll wait the 0-2 pitch here with 2 outs. Bases loaded for the Indians. That is where the catcher is setting up on that outside corner. Booth, pitch coming, and that's what he does. Good eye on that time by Jackson Lancaster to hold off.
Yeah, just a waste pitch, maybe trying to change his eye level, but Lancaster certainly not going to fool that one. I would be surprised if you see anything other than that snap slider right here. Your Lancaster, I think you can maybe eliminate the fastball. Be surprised if you get it.
So waiting the 1-2 offering here for Booth. Bases loaded, 2 outs here for the Indians. Pitch coming. Lancaster finds a piece of it, and a pretty good job that time by Lancaster, as I think that one probably would have been close for a strike.
Yeah, he did throw that slider on the outside corner, and anything close at this point, if you're Lancaster, you just foul it away, live to fight another pitch. If you're Booth, I think a good pitch. Lancaster was obviously pretty much got him into a defensive swing. I think if you're Lancaster now, 1-2. Wouldn't be surprised maybe to see if they try to sneak a fastball inside. Booth's done good with the slider, but may try to come off speed.
And he does go that time, fastball inside, and he jams up. Lancaster couldn't hold off on it. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there to end the inning, get out of the bases-loaded jam. We played 7. ICC leads at 9-4. We're going to take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula. Jalapeno.
No way. Avocados, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done. Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with a Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
And welcome back to action as we move now to the top of the 8th inning. ICC with a 9-4 lead here over Delta in Game 1. This game scheduled for 9 innings. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy brings us action here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Remind you our next baseball broadcast right now is scheduled for Friday as we'll hit the road and go to Gulf Coast. It'll be available right here on the Red Channel. And a fastball that Rhodes could not catch up with, and I'll tell you what, deeper Medlin's goes, the better off he's gotten today.
I was about to say Medlin back out for his 8th inning of work, and quite frankly, after the 2 runs put up in the 6th inning, I wasn't sure we were going to see him, maybe even in the 7th. As I was about to say Danny Rowland.
Yeah.
Good friend Danny, who's a volunteer softball coach here. But David Rowland down there in the bullpen, and boy, a 5 spot will do some good. And Medlin settled back in. Another strikeout for him as he's starting to do a much better job attacking the bottom of this Delta lineup.
3 straight Renaissance Bank strikeouts for Justin Medlin. He's now got 10 on the afternoon. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, RenaissanceBank.com, member FDIC. Remind you that we'll have our Renaissance Bank What a Play Wednesday coming your way tomorrow right around 11 o'clock. And Jeremy, if I had to give you 100 guesses, you probably wouldn't need 99 of them to let you make a guess on what our What a Play Wednesday is going to be. As there's a ground ball, that's going to be foul, but we will have a special guest doing this week's What a Play Wednesday, so that may be what you want to tune in for.
It's not me.
It's not Jeremy. It's not me.
Not me.
So the foul ball goes. 0-1 now is the count here. As this is Cade Blanchard at the plate. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Swung on and missed for a strike. And I tell you what, Justin's kind of changed up his delivery now, going a little bit more off speed and benders, not really breaking pitches, just kind of a little bit of a bender that time.
Yeah, his off speed stuff's been really terrific. His ability to change speeds and mix locations, particularly the righties, has been really good today as well.
High fly ball out to center field. Jackson Lancaster jogs over and squeezes it for out number 2. So now with 2 away, this is going to bring up Jeremy Smith. Smith has struck out twice. He walked and scored a run after that 2-run home run by the young man on deck, Cole Kelly, who has just been a day between him and Austin Powell. Just to see who can hit one further.
Yeah, and you remove the scoreboard from the one that Cole Kelly hit in the 6th, then you'd probably have a good idea. But I still say that one from Austin Powell, deepest part of the ballpark.
There's a shot to the shortstop. Easy play over for the putout, 6-3. A very quick 3-up, 3-down inning there in the top of the 8th. And for Justin Medlin, that's what you needed there. A few pitches, got 3-up, 3-down, an effective inning there for Medlin.
Boy, terrific. And you're right, if you're Coach Collard, you just ride this. Now, 8 complete innings. You've got at least a 5-run lead going into the 9th. Wouldn't surprise me if he's out to try and get a complete game. And as I mentioned, who would have thunk it in the 6th inning, but he's responded well in the 7th and the 8th.
We'll take a break and be back with the bottom part of the 8th inning. ICC leads at 9-4 here in Game 1 against Delta.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back to action. Nothing says baseball like a little bit of Simple Man playing over the broadcast. Get you fired up here. 9-4 is your score. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy, thanking everyone for tuning in here on the ICC Sports Network. We'll have the sophomore day festivities coming up in between games. And Jeremy, you and I slightly removed from college a few years. You
to say the least.
Two years for you, 3 or 4 for myself.
Right.
But, yeah, a lot more than that for myself. But, yeah, just talk about the emotions of a sophomore day, especially when you got a chance to play for a state championship.
Well, obviously these guys try not to be sentimental all the time, but when you get a situation where you know you're going to play your last regular season game on this field and then afterwards you don't know about, postseason, those are going to be some emotions separate and independent of, hey, we can win a championship today, we can lock this up, and there's always a lot of game pressure. No matter who you're playing, you look at them and you see a Delta team that's certainly capable. They've got some pieces, but everybody understands. We talk about the records, and you look and you say, okay, well, they're 7-19 in league play, so we're in good shape. I think the A-Needs have done a good job minimizing that. It took a little bit. Those middle innings, they were really good offensively, but the emotion's certainly going to be there, and I think we'll probably see that when this one's over and those guys get recognized in front of a big crowd today.
Absolutely, an outstanding crowd here out to support ICC. A good crowd coming out for Delta as well. Not that bad of a drive out here from Delta. Of course, there's a lot of people not from that Delta area that makes the trip out, but a good crowd out to support the Trojans as well. So this is going to be LeBryant Sedale to start us off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Stands in, looks at that first pitch, high and inside for a ball.
Yeah, and he's somebody that's had a good day today. His approach to the plate's been terrific, and if he can start to get going, as you mentioned, like he did last year in the Colin series, then this becomes an even more strong lineup. Came in hitting .313 as a team. Siddell at around .278, but we'll see that climb before Game 2 starts.
Yeah, he is 2 for 4 on the day. He's got a couple of RBIs and a run scored. Line shot to the third baseman, and a great play over there at third base. Just caught that one out of shoestrings on a line out to retire Siddell.
Can't hit it much harder than that one, and Cole Kelly, just like Russell Bunch earlier, just happened to be at the right place at the right time. Got the glove up there to get it out, but Indians at bats have only gotten better with each inning, and I think that's, if you're Coach Collier, what you really like to see. It's a team that's struggled a little bit early, but has gotten better and made the adjustments, and well, they've been as good as they've been all year in the last 3 innings.
Yeah, give Lane Booth a citation. That one takes a big-time hard turn without using a blinker. 0-1 is the count on that beautiful strike.
I don't think I've heard that one in a long time.
I know. I save that every once in a while. Big-time healthy swing there for Justin Medlin, as now 0-2 is the count. Well, that's one thing that Booth has done well today. He has been able to have a lot of breaking action on his pitches, and we've seen both these pitchers for Delta have some pretty wicked curveballs. That pitch outside corner, missing for a ball. 1-2 now is the count.
Yeah, Booth's got good command of his stuff. Does like to throw the slider, breaking ball, try to keep hitters off balance. Only problem is if you can't command the fastball, then you're going to run into some trouble, and both pitchers for Delta have run into that trouble.
And Medlin hits one, and it's going to get through for a hit. Take a look at that one on Little Caesars instant replay, and I kind of missed what happened there. As it was right back at the pitcher, kind of deflected off the glove of the pitcher, up the middle. And Jeremy, if you're Justin Medlin, you're probably like, finally.
Yeah, I mean, you end up getting on base without just having to draw a walk. And obviously Booth could sit there and say he should have had that one, but it's a pitch that was middle in, and Medlin did a good job just to try to get the barrel on it as much as he could, put it in play, and we'll see if that ends up being what gets him going, because they certainly need him, especially in that cleanup spot.
So now with 1 out and a runner over at first base, this is going to be Brett Coker, who is 1 for 4 on the day with a single and a run scored. Coker looks at that first pitch, high and inside for a ball. Well, the Indians scored 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th. For Delta, it was 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 5th, and 2 in the 6th. So the Indians turned it on midway through this contest, and especially, Jeremy, look back, that 5-run 6th inning, obviously being the difference in the game right now.
Yeah, it was, and get started with, get your leadoff hitter on base and just create some havoc for the defense, and he needs to be able to do that. Some really good at-bats, being patient to draw some walks, and then it doesn't hurt to have a guy like Austin Powell crank one to dead center and give you 2 runs on it.
Yeah, Austin Powell 2 for 3 on the day, and he is on deck. He has walked. He's hit a pair of 2-run home runs. And the last one getting out of the ballpark to dead center where it's listed at 390. That pitch way outside, and Medlin will be able to head over to second on the wild pitch. So now base hit here could be big. Of course, Medlin, a big guy. He's got good speed, but I don't know. You're going to have to hit one to the gap for Medlin to be able to get from second to home in that situation.
Well, obviously it depends on how hard it is. You're right. If it's a roped ball to the outfield, he's going to have to stop on this. I think if you get a little seeing eye single, might be able to get around there. Of course, Coker's certainly capable of hitting those in the gaps, but boy, Melton and Rhodes in center and right have done a terrific job running down some balls in the outfield.
That pitch up high for a ball. 3-1 now is the count here to Brett Coker. Well, the sun is coming out, and it's sneaking now behind the grandstands here on us and warming things up. Typically when you hear people say it's an absolute chamber of commerce light day at the ballpark, well, no, it's miserable. It's hot.
Well, regardless, I think
any day at the ballpark's better than a day in the office.
It is. I would say that this would be a pretty good day to be out and come catch a ball game. You're right. 84, though, the wind has been pretty good. We've had some cloud cover. I think we'll probably see some of that to start game number 2, but we will certainly take it over some of the days that we may get to see over the next 3 weeks, because I don't think we'll get too much cloud cover in the middle of May.
So 3-2 is the count here to Brett Coker. Pitch coming. Coker blasts this one, but it's going to be foul. Well, there's a bunch of fans watching from Hines that wishes that what he would have done in his last at bat on that night, is that one hit a country mile but pulled it foul down the line.
Got about 1,500 views of that too, by the way.
A
On
lot of
social
those.
media. You and Raphael and Lee did a good job with that. I really did, though, because obviously people that come here a lot know the foul pole is it's not a long pole, so sometimes it's more difficult to see. And I thought that it was going to be fair, but it kept leaking a little bit down the left field line, but fortunately stayed fair, and there's a huge, huge walk-off win for the Indians.
And after a 3-2 count, and Coker's going to wear one, so he'll take one for the team there and head down to first. And we may have another change here, so we do have some action brewing in the bullpen. So let's take a break and come back. One out, runners on first and second here for the Indians. And here comes trouble in the name of Austin Powell. We'll see what he do after we take a break and hear from Cagle Eye Center.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
And welcome back as the conversation continues on the mound here for the Trojans. And the home plate umpire, he's dust off the plate, and he's done a few other things. And as tradition, and it's one of my favorite things, is you have your second baseman. You say, okay, when you see him get halfway, let me know, and then we'll come off the mound. And that's what they did there, trying to buy a little bit more time for their guys warming up in the bullpen. So this is going to be Austin Powell coming to the plate, the catcher who is this week committed to the Ole Miss Rebels. And they may want to commit to the Ole Miss Rebels every week because he's had a heck of a game here. 2 for 3 with a pair of 2-run home runs and a walk. So a big day at the plate here for Austin Powell.
Yeah, and last time up, drew a walk. He got a first pitch breaking ball because Booth didn't want to give up number 3. We'll see if it changes. That's got to be it.
And he's going to hit Austin Powell. And we'll see if that's going to get the hook here for Lane Booth. And not, and Lane Domino now is coming to the plate. Domino 0 for 3 with a walk on the day. 1 out, bases loaded here for the Indians. It looks like they're going to stick with Booth.
I'm a little surprised by that. There has been activity in that Delta bullpen. I keep waiting. I think that's what we're going to get. Some of the coaches are looking down there. Yep, that's going to be it.
Just trying to buy as much time as he could there to let him get in the last few more up tosses. So that's going to do it here for Lane Booth. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back and introduce you to the new pitcher. ICC leads at 9-4, 1 out, bases loaded here for ICC. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Your success at ICC starts with freshman orientation. Learn what the college has to offer, register for classes, meet your new ICC family, and discover all the ways to get involved across our 3 locations.
Hey guys, it's Madison, an orientation leader here at ICC. After you apply for enrollment, sign up for orientation because spots are filling up fast. Find out more at iccms.edu/orientation.
Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back to action as Jeremy Kennedy breaks his knee on the table. Jeremy, this might be my favorite tweet I've ever received. We're getting updates from Carrie Miney on the softball game. She goes, added a few more. ICC now up 21-1. Need 3 outs to close it out in 5 innings. So ICC added a few more to take a 21-1 lead there.
Yeah, I'd say there's no drama there in Clarksdale for that one. And a really nice tune-up. Of course, softball team's going to finish everything up this weekend as well. And we talk about going into postseason, you want to be playing your best baseball or softball, and obviously that you did those 2 big wins over Gulf Coast, and boy, that's about as big as it gets.
Absolutely, Jeremy. We were talking about this here in the break and kind of breaking down the current standings right now. in baseball. There's an interesting chase for those final few spots in the standings going into this weekend.
Yeah, you look at, obviously, we talk about the Itawamba because the Indians are 1. Of course, Northwest not playing today. They're 20-6, and Jones and Pearl River. But you look at it, Meridian, Gulf Coast 14-10, and then the last battle for the last couple of spots, you got East Central at 13-11, Northeast at 12-12, Colin at 12-12, and Hines right now on the outside looking at 11-13, and that's why that big loss for them was so big in Game 2, and why that win was so big for ICC. Obviously, it gives the Indians a chance to win a state championship today, but you could look up at the very end and say, well, that one kept Hines out of the postseason because they'd be sitting at 12-12 and have a win over ICC, and of course, depending on how those tiebreakers work out, but right now, really tight race at the bottom to try to make sure you get into that top 9.
Domino chases the first pitch he sees, pops this one up. Right fielder's going to come in and make the play, not deep enough to tag up a runner there. So a nice pitch by the new guy on the mound. This is going to be number 16. Jeremy, tell us more about him.
Trey Stedman, a freshman, making his 6th appearance of the season. 6 1/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, has a 7.11 ERA. So just getting a chance to throw some innings here, and does a good job to come in. One pitch went out and get out a really accomplished hitter in Lane Domino, and just a good job there to come in and give a guy a chance to throw and see what he's got.
This is Russell Bunch at the plate now. He's had back-to-back singles. He has scored a run, so he's 2 for 3 on the day. He was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. He's also flew out to right to end the 4th as that pitch missing outside. 1-0 now is the count. 2 outs, bases loaded here for the Indians. They lead at 9-4. See if they can tack on a few more insurance runs here in the bottom of the 8th in this Game 1. And there's a beautiful pitch across as it just zips across in there for a strike. Evens up the count now at 1-1.
I keep saying Bunch is one of those guys that you need at the bottom of the lineup that's really coming on, hitting over 300 to start today. He's got 2 more hits. Just makes his lineup that much deeper and that much tougher.
There's that little slide arm offering, and it's in there for a strike. Bunch thought it was up. Umpire thought it was in there for a strike, and I agree.
Yeah, I think it's probably caught the strike zone. I think the score, obviously, too, at this point, 9-4 at the bottom of the 8th. The umpire's probably going to force you to swing if it's borderline.
So 1-2 is the count. 2 outs. Bases loaded here for the Indians. This pitch coming, and a good job by Bunch to poke the bat out, find a piece of that one, and foul it out of play to keep the count at 1-2.
Yeah, but that's also a product right there of that previous pitch being called a strike, because that certainly wasn't, but Bunch felt like it was close enough he needed to offer at it. But you could tell he's seeing it. That's a pitch that very few would be able to reach across and even foul off, and the fact that he did gives you a good idea. His timing's pretty good.
So waiting the 1-2 offering here from Stedman, and Bunch fouls this one back one more time to keep the at-bat alive here. So a good at-bat going for Bunch, trying to find a way to win the battle. Bases loaded here for the Indians. They lead at 9-4. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 outs. 1-2 is the count here to Russell Bunch. You've got Medlin over at third base. He got a single, and then it was back-to-back hit batters. And there's going to be a shot. Left fielder's going to have to hurry, and he's going to be able to get to it. So a nice job out there in left field. And we said it once, and we'll say it again. These outfielders have been lights out today for Delta, as that was not a tough play, but an impressive play to run that one down to the gap because it wasn't hit high. It was hit on the line.
No, it saved 2 runs for sure, possibly 3, given where the fact that Powell's off on contact. And you look up, never know, 5-run lead, feel good for the Indians, but if it gets close late, you can look back and say that was a big moment in the ballgame.
Let's go final in Clarksdale. ICC hangs on to win Game 2. Sorry, that was a little rude. 21-1 after 5 innings of play. So ICC sweeps Coahoma to stay in the chase for the regular season championship. They'll be back home in Fulton on sophomore day against Meridian. That's going to be on Thursday. So you want to come out and support the ladies there. We'll take a break and come back with more. ICC leads at 9-4 as we head to the top of the 9th inning. Justin Medlin trying to go to the distance here and close this one out.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
Celebrate outrageous amounts of toppings with Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest. With the most cheese and now with the most toppings at the nation's best price. Create your favorite pizza starting at $6. Pay, then express pickup at Little Caesars.
Pizza. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we shift now to the top of the 9th inning. It'll be the 8-9-1 batters due up here for Delta, and Cole Kelly, who has had quite the day, 2 for 2 with a pair of home runs, a 2-run home run in his previous at-bat. He had a solo home run to start us off in the 5th. He's also been hit by a pitch, so not a bad day at the ballpark for Cole.
No, his 2 home runs are what he's going to remember the most. I don't think he'll enjoy the hit by pitch, but on base, so to speak, 3 times. And if you're Medlin, this guy's hit 2 home runs off of you. Last time you're going to face him today, you want to leave at least getting him out. Feeling pretty good about that.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Coker with it. Throw over is going to be in time, and a good job there by Medlin. 6-3 on the put out of Kelly. And Jeremy, just like you said, yeah, he got you twice, but you got him in the last one.
Yeah, you want to race those 2 home runs, I get it, but at least just makes you feel a tad bit better than the last time you faced him. You got him to ground out to shortstop. And the other thing, too, you obviously want to get rid of this one in a hurry. You've 8 1/3. Don't labor out there. Be aggressive, attack. You're getting to the bottom portion of that order we talked about that has struggled so far this year. And the order that Medlin has really taken advantage of the last couple of innings.
This is Melton at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with the walk. He did draw a bases-loaded walk, so he did get an RBI back in the 2nd. He was robbed on a great defensive play by Medlin his previous at-bat. He tried to lay down a bunt. Medlin came up, put a glove on it, couldn't haul it in the glove, popped out of his glove, but he caught it barehanded on a diving effort to be able to record the out. That was for out number 2 back in the 6th. This ball fouled out of play towards the soccer field, and 1-2 now is the count here on Jatavis Melton. Excuse me. There's been 10 Renaissance Bank strikeouts on the day. Can he find his 11th? 1-2 is the pitch. A hard hit line drive, and it's caught by the shortstop. And Brett Coker taking care of business, his 2nd time that he's seen action this inning, and he gets the line out there. And now the Indians 1 out away from winning the game 1 here. As we go back to the top of the lineup here in Ty Roche.
But ball was hit about as hard as possible. 1-2. Melton just ripped it, unfortunately, right at Brett Coker. We've seen that a few times today. We talked about the line drive hit to Bunch there in the 2nd inning. Line drive hit to Cole, and that one right there to Coker. Both these teams have hit the ball hard today all around the ballpark.
This is going to be a fly ball out to right field. Lane Domino will get underneath it and squeeze it for the out. And that will do it. A complete game effort from Justin Medlin as he picks up the win, and ICC wins game 1 by the final score of 9-4. We're going to go straight into our Renaissance Bank postgame report because we will have the sophomore day festivities coming up at the conclusion of this one. So, Jeremy, your thoughts on game 1?
Indians take care of business, do exactly what you need. Starts on the mound. Medlin had some of his inconsistencies, but those 10 strikeouts we talked about, only giving up 4 hits. Battled the demons there in the 2nd inning, but settled down in the 3rd and the 4th. Finishes with 3 straight zeros in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. He got stronger as the game went on, and so did the Indians offensively. Look at the scoreboard there. Nothing until the bottom of the 4th. You get 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 5 there in the 6th inning. Indians put some terrific at-bats together, ended up pounding up 9 hits, and obviously 11 hits, I should say, and being able to chase the Delta starters early.
Absolutely. We're going to take a look at some of the Little Caesars instant replays throughout game 1, and we'll take a look at some Little Caesars final stats, and let's start with Delta. Ty Roche, he was 1 for 5 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. Matt Reed was 1 for 4. He had a single. Parker Lane, he was 0 for 4 on the day with a strikeout. Blake Dindy was 0 for 2 with a walk and hit by pitch. He did score a run. He also struck out. Devontae Rhodes was 0 for 3 on the day with a pair of strikeouts and a walk. Cade Blanchard, he was 1 for 4 on the day with a single. He was caught trying to steal, and then he also struck out. Jeremy Smith was 0 for 3 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. He did walk and score a run. Cole Kelly, what a day for him. He was 2 for 3 on the day with a pair of home runs, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. He was also hit by a pitch. Melton on the day was 0 for 3 with a bases loaded walk, so he did get an RBI on the day. It was Mazee with the decision, so he will be the pitcher of record here in Game 1. For ICC, Kyle Krieger had a pair of hits, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. He was 2 for 4 on the day, and he was also hit by a pitch. Jackson Lancaster was 1 for 4 on the day. He did walk. He did have an RBI. He actually had 2 RBIs on the afternoon and a single. LeBryant Sedale was 2 for 5. He had a 2-run single, and he also scored a run with a single back in the 4th. Justin Medlin was 1 for 5 on the day. He had a single and was left stranded. Brett Coker was 1 for 4 with he had a single and a run scored. He was also hit by a pitch. Austin Powell, have yourself a day, young man. He was 2 for 3 with a pair of 2-run home runs. He walked and was hit by a pitch. Austin Powell will be our Sonic star of the game. Call him co-star. Let me give Medlin a star as well, as he had an outstanding day. We'll look at his stats as well. Lane Domino was 0 for 4 with a walk. He did strike out. Russell Bunch was 2 for 4. He was hit by a pitch and had a run scored. Hayden Palmer, he was 0 for 1 on the day. He was hit by 2 pitches, walked. He did score a pair of runs as well. For Justin Medlin, our other Sonic star of the game, he gave up 5 hits, surrendered 4 runs. He struck out 10 on the afternoon. And so those are your Sonic stats. Your final line score: Delta 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. ICC 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors. And Jeremy, the Indians take care of business, now 1 win away from picking up that state championship, first one in 10 years.
Yeah, it's, as we talked about, it's a big goal, certainly every single year, one of the big ones, and gives you a chance to get some momentum going into the final weekend before the postseason starts next week. Thought they handled things pretty well. Again, got off to a little bit of a rocky start, but handled things pretty well, and then took complete control of the ball game and ended up with a nice win. You mentioned it, Justin Medlin, to go the distance, to eat up 9 innings, just does so much for Coach Collier and Coach Ernest and what they want to do with the pitching staff.
Absolutely. Take a look at a Renaissance Bank scoreboard update as we continue here before we get ready for the sophomore day presentation. ICC softball sweeps Coahoma 8-0 in 6 innings, 21-1 in 5 innings there in Clarksdale. They'll be on their way home here shortly as we get ready for the sophomore presentation here between games, as Coach Collier and Coach Dylan Ernest is coming out, getting ready to do that here. We'll continue to get in as many of these highlights from the first game of the day. It looks like we're ready to go here, so we're going to take you back to the field now for this presentation of our sophomores, as they'll be joined by their families here on the field. As Jeremy, I'm going to ask if you would just take your headsets off and we'll pump that thing up louder for the Nat sound here at the ballpark. Jeremy Kennedy doing a great job as always, saving my butt on these broadcasts. As we continue to wait here, I assumed we were ready to go. Apparently I was wrong. Remind you, our next baseball broadcast right now is scheduled for Friday. There's a little bit of rain due up in the end of the year. That game is scheduled for Friday. It'll be right here on the Red Channel. Thursday will also be here on the Red Channel with sophomore day for softball, as they'll be taking on Meridian. And then we'll be back with softball on the Red Channel on Saturday. That game probably will get pushed to Sunday, looking at the radar down there in Summit as they're trying to wrap up the year against Southwest. And if ICC can win out, they will have a pretty good chance at defending their MACJC regular season championship last year, hoping to do that then again this year. And Indians, though, 1 win away from winning this year's MACJC state championship and earning the right to host the Region 23 tournament here in Fulton the 3rd week of May. Follow us on Twitter at Let's Go ICC, Instagram, Snapchat. Visit us on Facebook as well. And don't forget YouTube. Search Let's Go ICC and subscribe to our channel there as well. Visit letsgoicc.com. And you can visit the archives. We'll have baseball up at the end of the season Let's go ICCTV.com. I have stretched this out as far as I can, folks, trying to fill up a little bit of dead air here as we're getting set for the sophomore presentation here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Itawamba Community College, Northcrest Field. Please direct your attention to the field at this time as we honor our sophomore players. These 17 sophomores are highly regarded both on and off the field at ICC. We are thankful for all their dedication and contributions to the program. Over the 2 seasons, these sophomores have helped Coach Rick Collier win 69 games, including his 50th at ICC, 500, excuse me. He advanced to the NJCAA Region 23 tournament last season and are poised to make a deep run into the postseason before they depart from Fulton. Our first sophomore is number 2 outfielder, Caleb Whittle. Caleb is the son of Sean and Joy Whittle. Caleb is from right here in Fulton and has spent 2 years with the Indians and has been a dedicated teammate and a big part of this year's success. Number 2, Caleb Whittle. Number 3, outfielder, Denari Herron. Denari is the son of Ricky and Tina Herron. Denari is from South Haven and has been a dedicated member of the Indians for 2 seasons. Number 3, Denari Herron. Number 6, catcher, Austin Powell. Austin is the son of Michael and Michelle Powell. Austin is from Star City, Arkansas, and has spent only 1 year within the Indians, but has made a big impact. After ICC, he will continue his academic and baseball career at Ole Miss. Number 6, Austin Powell. Number 7, pitcher, Austin King. Austin is the son of Kia King and Frederick Berry. Austin is a native from right here in Fulton and has been a constant in the Indians' pitching rotations for the last 2 seasons and will continue his career at Alabama State next season. Number 7, Austin King. Number 8, the designated hitter, Jacob Hall. Jacob is the son of Jody and Christy Hall. He is a native of Petal and has been a big part of the Indians' offensive productions for the last 2 seasons. Number 8, Jacob Hall. Number 10, outfielder, Jackson Lancaster. Jackson is the son of Tim and Kay Lancaster. Jackson came to ICC from Corinth and has started and centered both of his seasons at ICC and a well-spent time on the mound. He will trade in the red and blue for black and gold next season as he continues his career at Missouri. Number 10, Jackson Lancaster. Number 11, infielder and pitcher, Justin Medlin. Justin is the son of Jeff and Shelly Medlin. Justin hails from Ripley and has spent time on the mound and at first base. Next season, Justin will continue his career at Middle Tennessee State. Number 11, Justin Medlin. Number 12, pitcher, Houston Harding. Houston is the son of Robert and Ashley Harding. Houston is a native of Walls and has been an ace for the Indians the past 2 seasons and will continue his career at Mississippi State next season. Number 12, Houston Harding. Number 15, infielder, Kyle Krieger. Kyle, a native of Corinth, played numerous positions in his 2 years and has succeeded both in the infield and on the mound. Kyle has signed to continue his career at Louisiana Tech next season. Number 15, Kyle Krieger. Number 18, outfielder, LeBryant Siddell. LeBryant is the son of Trina and Lamont Siddell. LeBryant joined the Indians via Tupelo High School and has been a constant in the Indians lineup since arriving on campus. Next season, LeBryant will head to Clinton and continue his career with Mississippi College. Number 18, LeBryant Siddell. Number 20, pitcher, Jonathan Weeks. Jonathan is the son of Milty Weeks. Jonathan came to ICC from South Pontotoc High School and has been a reliever for 2 seasons. He retired the final batter to give Coach Rick Collier his 500th win last season. Jonathan plans to continue his academic career at Mississippi State next year. Number 20, Jonathan Weeks. Number 21, infielder, Ray Sandroni. Ray is the son of Todd and Lisa Sandroni. Ray, a Tupelo native, has been behind the plate for game 2 all season and has picked up key hits in some of the Indians' biggest wins. Number 21, Ray Sandroni. Number 22, infielder Russell Bunch. Russell is the son of Will and Jan Bunch. Russell, an Itawamba AHS alumni, has been a staple in the Indians lineup for both seasons at ICC and has had some great plays at the hot corner. Russell has offers to continue his baseball career and will make a decision soon concerning his future. Number 22, Russell Bunch. Number 23, pitcher Hunter Hughes. Hunter is the son of Greg and Cindy Hughes. Hunter has been a constant in the Indians' pitching rotation and will continue his career at Mississippi College next season. Number 23, Hunter Hughes. Number 26, pitcher Grant Johnson. Grant is the son of Roy and Jessica Johnson. The Smithville native has been a reliever for the Indians and is a big part of the Indians' pitching staff's success on the mound. Number 26, Grant Johnson. Number 27, pitcher and infielder Braden Ellis. Braden is the son of Todd and Lisa Ellis. Braden, a native of Saltillo, has spent time on the mound and infield over his 2 seasons in the red and blue and has been a big part of the tribe's success this season. Number 27, Braden Ellis. Number 32, infielder Hayden Palmer. Hayden is the son of Mary Pat, Gary Hancock, and Damon Palmer. Hayden, also of Saltillo, has helped the Indians pick up his wins during this time at ICC, playing first base and getting key hits in the DH position. Number 32, Hayden Palmer. Once again, give these sophomores a big round of applause for their hard work, dedication, and success here at ICC. Roll Tribe.